Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Stagmite Oval for the TPIL QAFL first preliminary final for 2025 with the minor premier of the Palm Beach Currumbin Lions versus the Surfers Paradise Demons. Brought to you by Double Take and the official AFL YouTube channel. Tune in wherever you are watching around the country and around the world in some parts. My name's Kane Brand. Join me for this massive clash as one of the absolute best in the business. The great man, Chris Yendi Yend. Welcome to QAFL Finals Footy, Yendi.
Appreciate the intro, mate. I did see you scribble out your name and write my name over the top there, mate, just to avoid giving yourself the...
Mate, you got a full paragraph, mate. I've only got two words.
And we got Jaxie with us. He's bringing you all the action as well. We're getting very excited for today's game. And just to recap what happened in the reserves, Kano, we saw Morningside storm over the top of Palm Beach Currumbin in the second half to win a thrilling contest. And it's a pretty stacked Palm Beach Currumbin lineup too, because it had a number of guys that have played a bit of senior footy this year. And we saw the benefit of that last week over at Surfers Paradise, where Jonah Harris had a really good standout performance against Labrador, and that was enough to earn him a recall into this team in the absence of Atkins, who is missing today's game for Palm Beach Currumbin.
Well, it's been interesting. I did look very closely in the off-season with the retirement of the great man Tom Hickey, who literally went, well, I just want to Grodin, and I've decided to pull the pin after an illustrious AFL career. I was really worried about their ruck stocks at the start of the season. Young Atkins has been brilliant for them. He's not the biggest name in the competition as far as rucks are concerned, but he's done a mountain of work. Disappointing that he's not on the side today, but you've probably seen the young man a little bit closer than I have, Yendi. What do you think of the possibility of having a big one this afternoon?
Yeah, Jonah Harris played some VFL footy for the Gold Coast Suns this year, played a fair bit of Gold Coast Academy footy in the Coates Talent League. And he had a pretty solid performance last week alongside his other Gold Coast Academy teammate, Charlie Elliott. So that's just shaping up to be an outstanding narrative here for Palm Beach Currumbin. And we turn our attention to Surfers Paradise. They're in front of us at the moment. Winning form's good form, Kano, when they have not made a single change at all. And the one player they're going to rally behind today is wearing the number 1 today, playing a game 100 for this proud footy club, the 2019 Premiers, Matty Doran, who I think was part of that premiership team back in 2019. And he had an outstanding game last week, and I can see him having another great effort in milestones, because we've seen a few players have some valuable milestones. Brad Hodge had a great game a few weeks ago for Morningside in game 100. Sam Jewell played in a winning team for Surfers Paradise in a solid performance. Matt Doran. So we've had 3 quality players in the QAFL that I've probably had the privilege and pleasure of being able to call Kane Browning, but that's beside the point. But some key milestones and some key performances from players who and their teams rallying behind them. And I think Matty Doran, a great servant of this footy club for the Surfers.
Oh, an absolute brilliant servant for the Surfers Paradise Footy Club. And he's played 20 games this season, Matt Doran. So, to say he's getting a little bit older in the legs, well, he's not showing it at the moment. He's had a brilliant year for Surfers Paradise. And the other young man, of course, we can't talk about him enough. I mean, Mr. Woodburn, he's had a ridiculously good season in 2025. He's dominated all the stats. I mean, the season tally as well, he's been number 1 in the comp for most of the year. I mean, 597 disposals for the year. That is ridiculous for a young man who's basically built like a man who's about 40 kilos ring and red and about 5'3". He is an absolute dominant force in the midfield for Surfers Paradise. And just quickly, on the other side, Tommy Tyne. You talk about servants of footy club. He's been around for a long, long time, Tommy Tyne. He's had some support in the off-season, recruited well, Palm Beach, likes of Tommy Simpson coming from Labrador, just helping him out in their midfield battle. And I tell you what, Tommy Tyne, a couple of weeks ago, I called that game against Redland Victoria Point. To say he was the dominant force and arguably the difference in that game would be an understatement.
Well, he's an absolute quality player, and having Tyler Cornish coming back in later on the season, and having Tommy Simpson come on board this week as well. The Lions have made 3 changes. Luca Lavalde, Dylan Atkins and Bo Lester Sutherland come out, while we've got Jonah Harris, Tommy Simpson and Zach Harrison coming into the team. And as we mentioned before, Surfers Paradise, they are unchanged after a commanding performance against the Southern Tigers last week. Umpires today, Kano, we've got some good quality out there today, and shows the depth that we've got here at AFL Queensland.
No, definitely right. Thanks to Brandon's Windows and Doors, major sponsor for the umpires in season 2025. Thank you for your ongoing support. Field umpires today, Kyan Ellison, Zachary Charter and Jamison Galbraith. Boundary umpires, Jack Boyce, Chris Chinchitty. I've been trying to pronounce that all season long for young Chris. Nicholas Mabb, and goal umpires, Alistair Meldrum, Hudson Foley. But emergency umpire, Frank Rayson as well. We like to announce the emergency umpires as well. Thank you very much for your service this season so far. The men in green today, and it looks like, as usual, missed the toss. I'm not sure if you're looking at that one, Andy.
Not a chance at all, mate.
So
I'm just looking at both teams warming up at the moment and seeing a big hype, what's sort of going on. And a big day for Queensland footy, because it looks like we have got a Queensland team into the 2025 VFL Grand Final with a rematch of last year's elimination final between Southport and Frankston. That is about to reach its conclusion, but Southport late in the final term, 21-15, 141, lead Frankston 8-7, 55 by 86 points. Huey Dixon kicked 4 goals in the first term for the Sharkies, and he will get close. He's kicked 8 at the moment, but he'll get close to reaching those double figures. And then, of course, we've got the Q Clash happening tonight, and then we've got the Zilke and Grogan medal tomorrow. We've got stacks of grand finals. Kane Browning, it's very much the Christmas for us here at AFL Queensland and across footy in this space.
No, I'll be heading up to Sandgate to call a couple of grand finals, both men's and women's, tomorrow afternoon. Should be an absolutely brilliant day of local community Queensland football. Looking forward to that, but I'm really looking forward to this contest this afternoon. I mean, I'm just going to quickly go. This is the last game both these teams played. Talked about Tommy Tyne. Tommy Tyne had 28 disposals, 6 tackles, 10 clearances, and he probably had 4 or 5 goal assists as well. So he was absolutely brilliant. On the other end of the coin, I mean, Benny Woodburn, he notched up 30, had 13 clearances and kicked 2 goals. So those two players, whether they'll go head-to-head in that midfield group battle this afternoon, I'm not quite sure. But, I mean, you look at the forward lines of both sides. I mean, Patton down there for Surfers Paradise. But the big man, Levi Casbolt, talk about one of the recruits of the year. He's kicked over 80 goals for the year, and he's just about dominated every marking stat you could possibly think of across the whole competition. So big Levi could have an absolute belter this afternoon. They kicked 16 goals last game they played, and he only kicked 1.
And it's all thanks to TPIL lawyers. This is Kane Browning with the opening bounce.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. And, of course, we get a nice little recall, reset. You've got Big Zach Smith, talk about AFL talent. Levi Casbolt's actually started in the ruck, would you believe? So that's interesting. Levi probably won the tap out. Ellis Yeoman trying to put his body on the line. Could have been given a free kick. Yes, he has. So the big fella is going to get the first inside 50. He launches. Where's this going to land? Gets to the front. Players still mingling around. Right foot snap on goal. That's coming back beautifully. Not quite sure who that was. 31, Jamison Shea, 15 games played this season, and what is it, 45 seconds in, Surfers will get the first one of the afternoon, Yendi.
Yeah, that was great front and square there by Jamison Shea, who has had a really good impact into the Surfers Paradise lineup since finishing his VFL duties a handful of weeks ago, and just a simple front and square, read it off the Pat Kano, and a lovely snap around the body, and that's just the dream start they wanted to capture and capture, and I mean, Cam Ellis-Yeoman. He's already showing just how dangerous he's going to be today.
Well, it's the first time I've had a chance to see Ellis Yeoman up close. I've been looking forward to calling him all season long.
Well, you haven't seen Surfers, and I haven't seen Palm Beach Currumbin. We've both seen a lot of it, respectively, as Casbolt pumps the ball inside the forward 50. Going to ground there at the crucial stage. A left foot kick around the body up towards the top of the square, looking for Jonah Harris for Palm Beach Currumbin. Good work there by Broadbent. Albie Jones caught on his wrong foot. He's still caught on his wrong foot. Gets on his favoured left foot now. Up towards half back. Looking for a big fly and a very good defensive spoil from Harrison Island, who did the team thing, Kane Browning, just sent it crashing out of bounds, knowing that a contested mark was going to be unlikely.
Palm Beach is so good at seeing up that wall behind, a kick behind the play, and he had to go. He had to make the contest and punching it over the boundary line. That was brilliant work as Zach Smith and Levi go at it again. Ellis Yeoman found a teammate. Luke kick up the line, not too bad. Come off hands, out of bounds. And young Sam Graham with the spoil as well. So the spoiling is aplenty this afternoon in the first quarter.
It's all thanks to TPIL lawyers and Bradnam's Windows and Doors, bringing you all the action right around the country here on AFL Queensland YouTube as Surfers Paradise, who got the opening goal on the board. There's the 100 gamer, Matt Doran, going to ground.
Tommy Tonlane, a solid tackle there.
What are you seeing, Surfers? They've flooded a number back. So Hamish Anderson is clogging up that space in the defensive half of the ground for the D's as Zach Smith paddles it out of bounds. So appeal for deliberate. And there's a little bit going off the ball. Free kick. And it will go to Zach Smith.
I get the feeling that the umpire might have called that deliberate from Zach Smith. And they've actually reversed the decision with the high shot on Zach Smith. So he's gone away with one there, the big fella, as he chips the ball in short. That's worked out okay. They're coming back into the corridor now. Zyma Lane, relatives of the great man, Collingwood player Mullane, back in the 90s. Good luck to him this afternoon. Surfers creeping around the top of the 50. Who's going to win this possession here? Palm Beach come out with it. The pressure's good from Surfers early. That could be kicked off the ground. Rolls just inside the line, so that'll be a boundary throw-in, about 60 out from the D's goal.
Sort of, I know you've probably got your binoculars there, Kano, but the D's, Palm Beach Currumbin will be playing one loose defender somewhere up the ground, because Hamish Anderson is playing that loose defender for the D's. He's on half-back at the moment. It's the D's who grab the ball, wrapped up immediately by Tommy Simpson. So just trying to see from afar.
There is a spare man off the stoppage.
Yeah, you can see that at the moment. Yeah, that's...
So he's gone to the stoppage as a spare.
Whereas Hamish Anderson for the D's, he's standing about 50 metres out from goal in front of us at the moment, just trying to clog up that space as Rucks will contest yet again. Turnover out towards Liam O'Brien. He's wrapped up immediately. Gets the high tackle. Free kick to Palm Beach Currumbin on the outer wing.
Well, I'm still trying to keep a close eye on who that spare is.
He's still playing loose at the moment too.
Have to get back to that. I'll put my eyes back on here. Ball's come off the pad. That could have been a free kick to Duran. No free kick paid. Corey Beeman trying to lay the tackle. That's not the best of kicks either. That's gone down the full from Zyma Lane. So he was on the wrong side for him. Just couldn't straighten that kick up. So
full time in the VFL 2, Kano. It's Southport Sharks have advanced through the grand final after an 88-point win over Frankston.
Geez, that's a pretty massive result for the Sharks. There into another VFL grand final. O'Brien, bit of an up and under kick, right to the top of the 50. Rubok's around the mark, can't kick the ball in play. So they're still feeling each other out after that 45-second goal from Surfers Paradise. There hasn't been any further scoring.
Speaking of scoring, none has taken place in the opening 4 minutes over at Redlands Victoria Point. The Sharks and the Panthers, they're nil apiece as Greenwood overruns the ball, eventually tries to pick it up after some pressure there from his opposite number 4 there in Simpson, as Casbolt's wrapped up immediately. Had no prior opportunity, and you can just see Zyma Lane now for the D's, just peeling off, just sitting about 30 metres out from goal, just trying to block the space perhaps from a leading Jonah Harris, as Greenwood hacks the ball up towards the outer wing, playing front position. Was a long way out from home there as Lawrence King, who played well last week. A kick up towards Greenwood, who was staggering. I think 13 clearances, back to King. King up towards high half forward. Lovely mark, well, not quite taken there by the Lions. Smith with some great work, even better there from King. That's his third disposal in the chain. And he finds a teammate a long way out from goal. And for a target up towards centre half forward. And that's Axel Moore. And Axel Moore has an option at the top of the square that Kano is well within his wheelhouse.
Well, he's definitely within range, but just the way the Demons are using the football at the moment, they're trying to come back through the corridor at every opportunity, and when the likes of King handle the ball 3 times in 10 seconds, he's a great finisher, great user of the ball, and Action Moore well within range here.
Well, he can kick him on the run, that's for sure. He's an excellent kick of the footy up towards the top of the square. That's a strong mark taken, and it's taken by the D's. Right at the top of the square, and they've put it home, and they've got 2 in the blink of an eye, and they've extended their lead 2 straight 12 to Palm Beach Currumbin yet to score.
Well, just having a look at that, it looks like might have been Joey Kennedy down there that bobbed up and took that mark. Down there, the VFL product as well.
Yeah,
played a fair bit of footy for Southport. Missed out on that prelim today, but he's here at Surfers Paradise. We'll have to check that one as we go
I'll
on.
wait to our friends at Play HQ to update that one for us.
It's very hard, that end of the ground, ladies and gents, and knowing luck, it'll probably be the goal scoring end this afternoon. It's happened the last couple of times they've been down here. All the goals have been kicked to that far end.
Mitch Patton was the one.
Mitch Patton. Okay. Well, the big full forwards kicked his first of the afternoon.
So thanks to our friends who are operating the Play HQ up in the timekeeper's box today. Wonderful finish there for Patton. That's 44 goals for season 2025.
Big Levi and Smith dueling down the ruck. That little hack kick inside, attacking 50 for Palm Beach. That could have been on the footy. No, says the umpire. Beeman's around the mark as well. Here's a chance for Chilmy. Getting on the right foot, brings it back. Not quite enough. Actually, he's missed everything. So that's on the full.
I like the type, Sammy Chilmy as well. Kicked 29 goals this year, been a handy pickup for the Lions.
Absolutely brilliant. Broadbent was bringing the ball out. Just snuck in. But no one touched it, I don't think. So that could be a free kick. No, says the umpire.
Well, kiss the chalk. They're going.
It didn't go out on the full. I know that.
So because it was a free kick anyway, it just was a perfectly laid kick to split the middle, really, of the two Demons players at halfback.
Well, pretty high boundary throw in. Levi's playing the front. Zach Smith playing behind. No one could really get to the drop of the footy. Army trying to keep it in.
It's an interesting move here for Palm Beach Currumbin because losing Dylan Atkins, what they've done is they've opted to play Levi out of the ruck and putting the younger and very tall, strong Jonah Harris in the forward line. So they've basically swapped the role. So I'd be curious to see at what point during the game that David Armitage makes that swap.
Noel Casbolt got the tap out on that occasion. He's around the mark for Palm Beach. Good tackle by Yellis Yeoman on Reece King. They pick each other up.
What a battle that will be today here, thanks to TPIL Lawyers. We'll keep you up to date with all the other scores around the grounds. There's a Chilmy now on his left foot kick. On its way, misses to the near side. So the odds are Kane Browning, but third time's a charm, he'll put that one through.
He's had 2 shots in less than a minute. He's kicked one out on the full and just narrowly missed one. So good start by Chilmy. There's Broadbent in the back pocket. Chips back across the ground. Here's a little bit of a breath of fresh air for Surfers. Decide to go straight up the middle. Bypass to Rand. Look at the step back and board. Here's a chance for Moore. Moore to 50. Playing in front. Good spoil there from Palm Beach. Now they could be off and running. Decides to take a bounce. Decides to try and take 2. That's on the footy. And that could be reversed.
They're going to try for appeal for a 50-metre penalty.
Lawrence Yeoman takes a free kick. And he's going to go long to the pocket. 2-on-1. Unfortunately, the one got sort of blocked off the footy. And it was Levi taking the relieving mark in the back pocket. But that kick is rolled across out of bounds on this left-hand side. So Surfers still peppering away inside attacking 50. They kicked the first 2 goals of the game. 2 straight 12 to 1 behind. 11 minutes first quarter. QAFL preliminary final action here this afternoon.
Thanks to TPIL Lawyers. Quick around the grounds at Redland Victoria Point. 1-1-7 lead Morningside yet to score. Craig Cameron kicking the opener over that ground as Zach Smith sends the ball crashing out of bounds. Thanks to the superstar work on videography today. We've got Jax, who is all pumped up. couldn't wait to get into it because we've got a cracking game here. There's a grand final up for grabs. And this is a replay, a rematch of the 2019 one, which came brand. It was the first grand final, first QAFL game I've ever seen. As Shea gets it inboard now. Luxton, who's going to have a big game today, you'd feel for the D's. Inside the forward 50 and finds Joey Kennedy. Kennedy will have a shot on goal hard up on the boundary line.
Well, we saw a lot of Joey Kennedy this year at VFL. They will play as a fairly tall, solid defender, and all of a sudden, he's bobbed up in the pocket, and he's playing forward for Surfers this afternoon. So that big, tall, solid body is going to help him out this afternoon, that's for sure.
Went a lot further up the ground than last week's win over Labrador. Wrong side for a right footer. That kick fades across, and it's stuck in for a point. That extends the lead to 12 points, equal game high margin. 12 and a half minutes gone thanks to Brandon's Windows and Doors and TPIL Lawyers.
Well, looks like Kickoff Smart's going to take the kick out there. Going to play on, decide to go long to that club, that changing room side of the ground. Servers have got the extra number there at the contest. Ball gets held up just inside the boundary line. Plenty of interchanges going on as well for both sides.
It appears that there's all one-on-ones around the ground now too.
Well, they decide not to play that spare. As Duran lays a tackle with a couple of teammates on Simpson.
But I think Surfers Paradise probably utilise that just a little bit more. Hamish Anderson is that key run. Now they've done a swap.
No, you're definitely right. Keep an eye out for Tyler Cornish. He's got one of the largest numbers I've ever seen on the back of that jumper. Number 117. So keep an eye on that this afternoon. Another solid tackles laid and another stoppage created.
The D's have flooded one back. They've actually got Harrison Island sitting on centre wing to block up that space and Levi Casbolt.
Well, Levi's decided to push forward. That kick inside 50 is not too bad as Seacack with the spoil out of bounds.
We did talk about when David Armitage was going to make that switch to put Casbolt to full forward and Jonah Harrison to the right. They have done that, so maybe they're doing it at 12-minute intervals or roughly 10-minute intervals.
Well, again, Levi last game played, kicked one goal, and they ended up with 16. So if he can attract a few defenders trying to spoil him, that sets up the likes of Chilney at ground level to get some shots on goal this afternoon. The ball down of bounds again. He's going to get thrown back in. Look at the crowd around here, Andy. Absolutely brilliant for preliminary final footy. Ellis Yeoman was the one actually taking the ruck. They're trying to keep it in. Duran handballs it off. Back in board. They've got to be careful here, the D's. Kick off the ground's not too bad. Playing in front. Could have been paid the mark. Play on, said the umpire. Ends up King. Again, great spoil there by Simpson. That could have been a guaranteed goal there. Hack kick towards the inside 50. Now it's a foot race. Who's going to win this battle? Players come together. They've got to be clean here. As Jewel come away with it. And Mullane again with probably his fourth or fifth touch. Back in board. Kick down the line. Back up the other end of the ground. Seacack with the spoil. They've got to be clean. Here come the D's again. Get on the left foot. Another spoil there from the Palm Beach Lions. Run into an open goal. Another one.
Joey Kennedy, who missed the shot earlier, was able to finish up with a stunning goal, and that's a quality goal from half-back from Surfers Paradise, where most of the play was on the coach's side of the ground, and they were able to make the most of the slingshot footy across the far side and be able to find Kennedy.
Well, that's the thing too. Straight away in this opening quarter, 15 minutes played, the ball handling from Surfers has been much better than Palm Beach. Palm Beach will look a little bit panicky under pressure. Levi's pushing back to the full forward spot. He's the main target in that forward line for Palm Beach. They haven't really looked like they're going to go on this opening quarter. And Surfers, they're not panicking. They're doing really well in this opening stanza.
Can't say I'm surprised by the start from Surfers because they finished the game against Labrador really strongly. And if you're only as good as the way you finished the previous game, you're in some good form as Harris wins a tap out. It's taken though by Greenwood. Greenwood for Surfers Paradise up towards high half forward. Mark taken there by the lines. We've got Simpson peeling off the back. Just looking for options up around centre half forward. Thread the eye of the needle. Going to see a lead offered by Rubot. Going to go to the Casbolt. Ball hits the ground 15 metres out from goal. Lovely tackle there by Chilmy. Umpire said play on. Over the head there of Albie Jones. And that goes through for a rush behind. And see the margin close back to 17 points.
That Zyma Lane was the one that went over his head, unfortunately. But again, the Demons didn't panic in that situation. Big Levi Casbolt, getting up high, impacting the contest, and that's what they want the Lions.
Just has to bring the ball to ground.
Trying to bring the ball to ground, looking for the big man, Zach Smith.
Just great defensive work there from Zach Harrison, just coming across the side of the pack there for Palm Beach Currumbin, number 3. Coming back into the team this week and just getting through with that right fist to send that ball out of bounds. And that ends up being a win, essentially, for the Lions.
Well, that's an interesting one because you've got Seacack on Kennedy, so you know how good Kennedy can be. He's going to make him accountable all day long, Seacack. He's one of the best interceptors. Play continues. Woodburn with a kick. Mark was dropped. Axel Wall launched the kick back inside, attacking 50. One-on-one's forward to the footy. Paddens around the mark. Brings the ball to the front. Can't keep it in. Good tackle laid there on the last line. It looked like that was Marcus White down there.
The work from surface across half-back is easy for us to see because we've got sort of more of a better visual. But the movement across half-back has been so crucial for many forward 50 entries.
Well, Jules in the ruck there for Surface Paradise. Again, players come together. Another stoppage inside, attacking 50 for the D's.
They're just seeing a little bit rattle in the defensive half of the ground. When the ball hits the ground, they're in a bit of panic stations at the moment.
And that's to be fair. They've had the week off, so Surfers, they're definitely in form. As Palm Beach clear from half back. That kick was half smothered. Ends up in the hands of Levi Casbolt. Tried to get the handball off. It's a high fend, so it's going to be a free kick to Zach Smith. Zach Smith's just going to launch this ball back into the pocket. Who's there for the D's? Ball gets over the back, and great coming back with the fly of the footy down there. It looks like Marcus White again down there, so well played. Kickoff Smart, cross half back.
Kickoff Smart, he's had an outstanding season in the VFL in season 2025. Perhaps we've seen the last few games of him at QAFL level. A big fly by Rubok, goes up unopposed. There's no one inside the forward 50 for the Lions. They're just got to drop the ball in hope. It'll bounce beautifully, favourably, in fact, for Reece King. And that was as good a mark as you can see, Kane Browning, because he was looking over his shoulder like a receiver over in the NFL. He's been watching a little bit of the NFL there.
But straight away, Palm Beach pushing numbers up the ground, and the last 2 times have gone inside 50 pretty much. It's been that Pagan Paddock situation, just getting it over the line, running into some open space, and he was brilliant, King, on that occasion.
King, who's had a wonderful season in the TPIL Lloyds competition this year. That left foot kick goes to the left, and that's a minor score. And it's cut the margin back to 16 points, nearing time on here in the first term. Thanks to TPIL Lawyers and Bradman's Windows and Doors.
Here come the D's out trouble again. Broadbent. Looks like he's taking the kick out. So that's a brilliant kick to Zach Smith. He's touched the footy plenty of times in the ruck already this afternoon. Goes straight out the middle of the ground. Who's there for the D's? Ball gets over the back. Could be a free kick. And unfortunately for the D's, it's going to the Lions. It looks like it's going to be Kickoff Smart again out there. So he's taken 3 or 4 marks already. Heading towards Rubok. Got pushed off the contest. First on the one of the D's. Levi, Zach Smith. He was seen up for a monster tackle. That ball back in the middle. Who's going to win the bounce? It's the D's. Kick to half forward on the lead. Can't quite get to Patton. Patton on the right foot. Brings it back. No way! Patton, you star! That's ridiculous. You cannot kick goals from there. He was just about over the fence into the crowd. Got on the right foot. Brought that back beautifully in.
That's outstanding. Just that big kick inside the forward 50, and he picked it up, a one-handed pickup, hard up there on the boundary line. Just utilised the angles to perfection. No breeze what to speak of out there, Kane Browning. That is the one thing we can't stress enough. This is just pure talent from the Demons this afternoon.
No, and look, you've got pretty overcast conditions. Hopefully the rain can stay away. We've got plenty of footy at all different levels today. Plenty of finals footy. The Lions and the Suns are going to go at it this evening. Plenty of people are looking forward to that. including my fellow commentator, as Simpson tried to win it out of the middle. Tommy Tyne at the bottom of the pack. Ellis Yeoman gets it to Woodburn. Woodburn, a little chip kick looking for Zach Smith. Couldn't get to him. Big old Smart again crashes the pack. Free kick.
Free kick to the Lions across half-back. They'll look to bring it out towards Tommy Simpson. Simpson, Rubach offers the lead. He's going to sprint to about 40 metres out from goal. That's towards him and Albie Jones. Give him a nudge in the side. Umpire said play on. Chaos ball inside the forward 50. Leah Campsie ridden to the ground. Umpire says holding the ball. Free kick. And it will go to Corey Beeman.
Corey Beeman saw that coming from about 10 metres away. He knew where the ball was heading. There was only one direction the ball could go to. And chased that down beautifully and sets up a possible shot on goal. He's tight on the angle.
Corey Beeman, this is his bread and butter for mine.
Well, he did goal of the year last year, Corey Beeman, with the somersault soccer-style goal in the goal square. So this could be another one.
Kicks it beautifully. It's coming home. There's a beautiful finish. Knew it as soon as it landed off the boot. In fact, as soon as the free kick was paid, Kane Browning, that is just effortless from him. You would back him from that spot as opposed to 10 metres out from the drop punt in front. That's how much faith I've got in the boy. That is a wonderful finish.
Well, talk about servants of footy clubs. Corey Beeman's another one of those who's been around this footy club a long, long time. He's been one of the best contributors for a long, even longer period of time further out of the Palm Beach Currumbin Lions at senior level. And, you know, he's arguably one of their go-to forwards. You got Levi Casbold, you got Rubach, but Corey Beeman is really that sort of true centre forward type. He's not the biggest player centre forward in the comp.
How much did they need that goal though?
Oh, they had to get that first one out of the way as quickly as they possibly could. I mean, it's taken 23 and a half minutes for him to kick the first goal. We've had 4 shots on goal, 139 to 4-1-25. The D still on top as Woodburn. Bit of space, kicks to half forward. That's a pretty good contested mark. Dropped it at the last second, unfortunately. Surfers still win possession. Got the handball out somehow. They're right on that boundary line over there where Patton kicked that ridiculous goal.
And it's Patton doing some busy work over there for the D's as well. That we'll see a free kick. It could very well be to Patton too.
Well,
oh no, Patton's 25 metres out from goal. That could potentially be maybe Lawrence King.
Could be Lawrence King. It's always good when they're side on when you're trying to pick up who the player is. Yes, it is King. King with the launch right to the top of the square. No one at home for the D's, unfortunately. It looks like Seacack will put Beecroft Smart again in the goal square.
Will be one of the young guns. He pumps it up towards half-back. A free kick for a push, and it will go to the D's again out of that contest. Did not need to do that. And free kick is going to go to Hamish Anderson.
They're winning the 50-50s at the moment of the D's.
Anderson now lowers the eyes, finds the red-hot Mitchie Patton, who will go back and have a look at his third goal, Kane Browning, and from a set shot. He'd almost back his confidence.
Well, I remember back in 2019 when Surfers won that premiership against arguably one of the best sides we've seen in the Palm Beach Currumbin lineup at the time. He was brilliant that season, especially in the grand final, and this is well within his range.
Well, a bit of right to left is all that's needed, just with his kicking angle. Kick on its way. It fades late, but it holds its line. And he is having an absolute stunning start, and so are the D's. As Mitch Patton, he's got 3 on the board. That's 46 on the season. Thanks to TPIL lawyers, we're out to an equal game high lead, 22 points as we go around the grounds. Thanks to TPIL lawyers and Brandon's windows and doors. Redland Victoria point 3-2-20. Lead Morningside 1-2-8 by 12 points. Your goal kickers for that game so far: Clay Cameron, Matt Hambleton, Miles Callahan for the Sharkies, and for the Panthers we've got Matty Waters. He's on the board. He has 1.
Well, 20 points to 8 in favour of the Redland Victoria points. So they're trying to reverse the result from last year's grand final where they went down by less than a kick. That was an epic grand final last season. Morningside winning the premiership. But keep an eye on Matty Hamilton too. He only needs 3 goals for the ton as Levi launches that ball back inside attacking 50. Good spoil in the end by the D's. Mullane.
He's had a good start, Mullane.
That was Liakamchi as well. Clearing that ball. They've got the extra number here, the D's, if they can win it. No, they can't. Now they've got the extra number. Zach Smith ends up with a footy. Ellis Yeoman gets dragged off a footy. That's got to be a free kick. Yes, it is.
I've seen those two link up a lot this year, Ellis Yeoman and Smith.
Well, you got Greenwood as well. Greenwood's having a great start to this game as well. Ellis Yeoman, that bigger body midfielder, is really helping them out at the moment. Just launches down the line to half forward. Seacack at the back can get a hand on a footy. Bounces out of bounds. Boundary throw in, about 40 out from the D's goal.
Have any contenders for TPIL Lawyers Player of the Day as a judge by us so far?
Well, I tell you what, Patton's goal is number one for me at the moment. That's highlight of the day so far. But plenty more to come.
And to get 3 on the board too, it makes him easily best on ground thanks to TPIL Lawyers. Probably it's going to be hard to find someone from Palm Beach Currumbin so far.
Well, here's a chance. Greenwood again just launches that ball to the hot spot. Playing in front. Could that be a free kick? Yes, it is.
Panic again. The Palm Beach Currumbin defenders, it's not the first time they've been getting very panicky. Is it Oscar Wood that will have the shot on goal?
The free kick's actually going.
Could it be King?
No, it's Harrison Fraser, the captain.
Oh, he had an outstanding game last week. Kicked 2 goals against Labrador, had 20-odd touches, and led very well by example, particularly when the Southern Tigers were making a case.
Harrison Fraser comes in now. This could be a massive goal. Oh, look at that. Straight out of the goal umpires out. They kicked another one. They kicked 6 goals in the opening quarter, would you believe, ladies and gents? And Palm Beach Currumbin, the minor premier right now, are absolutely stunned.
Yeah, it's hard to find out where they're just going to get the game back on their terms. They've given away a lot of unnecessary holds. Kano, I think 3 or 4 free kicks further up the ground. We saw it in the opening stoppage. We saw one there. Just unnecessary holds that have set them up.
It's the perceived pressure, and all of a sudden, surfers keep peppering away like the way they do. The likes of Seacack and Beagle Smart, who have been so good for so long this season, they're under the pump. That's when you want to put those intercepting markers for Palm Beach under the pump.
All right, to a game-high lead, 28 points, and Benny Woodburn, who's had a pretty quiet start. The rest of his team have had an outstanding start around him as the ball goes up towards Cam. Alice Yeoman couldn't overrun it, runs into Benton Woodburn, and the Lions will wrap it up. Just seeing Reece King just trying to create some separation from Hamish Anderson in the middle of the ground.
Island pushes back into that sort of kick behind the ball.
Smith brings it down the ground, comes out to Jamison Shea. He pumps it long inside the forward 50 for the D's. Ball bounces chaotically there inside the forward 50. Beautiful tackle laid there again by Patton. He's had an outstanding start to this game thanks to TPIL Lawyers. And we'll have a stoppage in the Surfers Paradise attacking zone.
Well, Marcus White wasn't going anywhere with that tackle from Patton. There's Oscar Woods in the ruck. Palm Beach again under the pump here. Just had kick out trouble. Ends up in the hands of King.
Has that created that separation before, so he's got that ability to create space.
Tommy Simpson looking for that mark. Great spoil there was from Hamish Anderson. And again though, Palm Beach are good enough to clear it from half back. Tyler Cornish, the number 117 against Zach Smith, just speeds away. Launches at the goal square. Beeman playing behind. Nice gets to the front. Got the handball off. They've got the extra number here, the D's. Mullane, great shepherd put on by a teammate. Got on the right foot. Clears the line, does he? Yes, he does. Big old Smarts around the mark again. Gets the 1-2. This ball's coming straight back in. Kicks to the pocket. All on his own, though. With Harrison Island playing that kick behind the ball.
Island with a kick up towards Jones. As we hit 31 minutes. And looking how long to go. Looking for a big target there, I think, in Wood. Brings the ball to ground. Did so well to Alice Yeoman. With a kick, concedes ground, didn't go to 15. To Moore, back to Jones on his favoured left foot. Executes it well. Up towards high half forward. There's another reckless hold by the Lions. And gets a free kick to Doran, the 100 gamer for the D's. Has Albie Jones screaming for it half forward. He could almost run to 50 and put this through. Instead, he lays it up towards the top of the square. That's a chip pass for him. Probably should have gone the journey. It's not through for a rush behind. You see him. He can kick the ball 60 on the run comfortably, Kano.
Well, it was a one-on-one in the goal square, so
he could clear their head.
It turned into a 50-50. But again, here come Palm Beach again, the Pagans paddock. Look at this. Who's going to win the foot race here? The Demons through Mullane. Get there first. Little chip kick. Looking for Sammy Jewell. Bypassed him. Sammy Jewell now ends up with it. Gets back on the right foot. That kick's not great. Simpson cuts it off. Simpson's got to hold it up here.
It's a bit quiet too, isn't it?
Well, he hasn't had a ton of footy to start with. Beeman made the short lead. He's going to kick to really no one at ground level. The big man does pretty well. Got the handball out. Nice is around the mark. Jules there again. Ireland as well. Not the best of handballs. Woodburn. They got the extra number. Go get the ball on boot. Mullane just hacks the ball out. That's down the full. So even that, they had 5 numbers around the drop of the ball there, so they didn't really panic. It was just a kick off the side of the boot. That kick's a lot better. Cornish.
Found Cornish on the lead, just created that space. And Cornish, he had that shot, I think it was more of a shot with up towards Beeman a few moments ago. He was caught in a couple of minds. This is no doubt his time. He can clear the distance here. I'm just looking at Zion Mullane. He's already a contender for the TPIL Lawyers Player of the Day, as Cornish with a kick after the siren. The pull the trigger 48 metres out from goal. It's going good. It's home. It's home. It's home. Tyler Cornish, that's a goal. That is a wonderful goal. And Kane Browning, that's exactly what they need. And there's a little bit of tension in the kitchen. Cam Ellis Yeoman's getting in there. It's hot.
Well, it's 2 Ds against about 17 Lions, so good luck with that. But Ellis Yeoman, he's probably one of the biggest blokes on the ground, so he's not going to take a backward step. There's still plenty of push and shove. But the Demons, what a brilliant first.
You need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the Personal Injury Lawyers. Kicking goals for Queenslanders since 1983. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queensland.
AFL 9s, it's footy for best mates looking to be teammates. Cardio fiends after a bit of competition.
Legends of the game, looking at making a comeback.
There's footy for when your week's pretty cooked. Or for fitting it in between classes.
It's footy!
It's footy.
It's footy!
It's footy for me.
premier, Palm Beach Currumbin, who basically was in shock for most of that quarter. The Demons were all over them. Palm Beach just couldn't win any possession with any real structure. Nothing really forward of the footy. Still joining me, my name's Kane Brown, still joining me in the comment area is great man Chris Yendi. And Yendi, just quickly, what did you think of that first quarter?
Oh, just a complete domination across half-back for the D's. The way they moved the ball up towards half-forward, breakneck speed, but a lot of panic from Palm Beach Currumbin. I think we were talking off air, maybe 8 free kicks or something like that for just holes that they didn't need to do. And it'd be fantastic to see just how they transition here in this second term. Lawrence King had an outstanding game. He's kicked three goals, already contended for TPIL Warriors Player of the Day. Who else do you factor into that conversation?
Oh, Mitch Patton's the one for me. He's
Mitch
Patton's kicked 3 goals in the opening quarter. But Ellis Yeoman for me and Greenwood. Greenwood touched the ball a number of times in the opening quarter in the midfield battle. And Woodburn as well. He's just been that conductor around the ground at the moment. He hasn't had a ton of it, but he started off well.
Just so you know, Kano, I wrote Cam Ellis-Yeoman down as a contender at the start of the game, and I also had Tyler Cornish for a TPL Warriors Player of the Day. Well, he did kick a goal right on quarter time as Greenwood shovels it out to Cam Ellis-Yeoman. And they'll thump the ball back inside the forward 50 here at ease, and it's going back nicely with Marcus White, who battled gallantly in that opening term. Straight kick up the corridor. It's a dangerous one, but it had to be good, and it was. And it's well taken there by Benson, who has been a ball-winning magnet for Lions in season 2025. Finds big off smart. Just a great young kid, Kano. I could not speak just how exciting he is. This is the first time I've seen him Lions colours.
He's had a brilliant year, and he hasn't played a lot of quality footy. That surprised me. I've watched a fair bit over him over the last few weeks, and he's been brilliant for him season 2024.
Given spent too much time in the VFL, as you watch from your junior players, and the mark not taken out there on the far side there by Surface Paradise, as it's pumped up towards high half forward, and he thought about playing on. The D's will settle across after.
Well, the D's have held up well, and their backline set up. They've got some pretty talented players, the Palm Beach Currumbin Lions. O'Brien was trying to shut that down with a little bit of a bump. Here's a chance for Ellis Yeoman at the back. Great spoil there by Simpson.
He did very well there in a 2-on-1, Kano, didn't he? Because he had a couple of key players there from the D's just to be able to bring that ball around, force the stoppage. That's exactly what they need.
They've got to start winning some 50-50s around the ground, because Surfers are just getting some extra numbers around the drop of the footy, clearing the ball at will. Zach Smith playing in front. Surfers again through Woodburn. Just that clearing kick. Who's there? Fraser with the punch. Patton got pushed off the footy. Now foot race, Seacack. That little chip kick into the goal square. Seacack's going to punch this ball through. Actually, no. So, he still would. But again, those smaller intersecting players for Palm Beach, the likes of Seacack and Big Off Smart, those taller forwards have got to bring the ball to ground and try and hold the ball in. Speaking of holding the ball in, this ball's going to come straight back into attacking 50.
Kennedy with the mark. Interception gets it out to Doran. Doran, snowball here in the forward pocket. He's directing to go up to the corridor towards Cam Ellis-Yeoman, and that's exactly where the ball's going to go. Big fly. It almost come off the head. Here's Lucas. Snowball front and square. Kicks the goal! That was part of the master plan, Kano. He created some space, and the young kid from the Gold Coast Academy, who's already kicked the bag of 6 against the Northern Tigers this year. Played well last week, capped it off.
Well, it's one of the number one rules as a defender, isn't it, Yendi? If you're gonna get to the contest, you've got to impact the contest. And you had Axel Moore sitting off Snowball. They were literally man on man when the ball came in. Axel Moore decided to go through the contest. Didn't really impact it at all. Snowball stayed at ground level. Ball just fell into his lap, and the snap on that angle, all on his own. Brilliant work.
Gives us a chance to go around the ground. Thanks to TPIL Lawyers. Redland Victoria point 5-3-33. Lead Morningside 3-2-20. Your leading goal scorer for that game is Matt Hamilton. He's kicked 2, 1 shy away from the top.
Oh, look out. We're going to keep a close eye on that one, ladies and gents. Zach Smith back in the ruck. Won the tap out, but Palm Beach looking to clear the ball. That handball looking for Big Old Smart wasn't great. Steps back in board, Snowball. Here's a chance for the D's to go back to back. It's going, it's there! Well done. And who would it be? Sorry, Axel Moore. See, straight away I picked up on that little stuff up. It was actually Hunter Hall I was talking about 30 seconds ago, standing next to Snowball on that last kick for goal. Hunter Hall was the one that didn't impact the contest. All of a sudden, Axel Moore kicks a goal and goes, hang on, he's wearing a surface jumper. Wait a minute.
I like that little, they're playing on each other at the moment, Lucas Snowball and Big Off Smart. Snowball ended up winning that contest there. The two played on the same side for the Gold Coast VFL team a lot this year. You can see Lucas Snowball, his confidence is lifting.
So forgive me, Axel Moore. You just shut me up real quick with that goal on the board. But back-to-back goals from the D's. Palmy have got to settle.
I think players are used to doing that. As a lovely pick up there from Green. Look back out to Snowball's getting a lot of separation now. Kennedy is pushing up the ground. It might have been Luxton, in fact it was, because he found Kennedy, who will have a shot on goal, tucked up in the forward pocket, came round, and that was a lovely finish. Just Snowball, he's getting that confidence. 3 disposals that could lead to 3 goals.
I don't know what Hunter Hall is supposed to do in that situation. I mean, clearly Kennedy's got the height advantage, and Hunter Hall, as good as he's been this year, he's going to find it extremely difficult when the ball comes in like that in the air to contain the likes of a Joey Kennedy. He can launch the footy very well and took a great mark there.
Already kicked 1 goal in this game. This will be a massive kick if he puts it through. A dart through the heart. Ooh, not quite. Misses. That's his second behind of the day. The TPIL Lawyers scoreboard. Brandon was windows and doors. 5.5 minutes gone. We're out to a game high margin. 37 points.
Well, it's a marvel, isn't it, when you see the likes of a Joey Kennedy when he's got 3 men on the footy like he did there. There's very little a defender can do as Seacat. That's one of the highest kicks I've seen all season. Gets out the back. This is a man I'm looking forward to. He's got to get in this game. Trying to push off there was Harrison. He's been very quiet as well. Levi at the bottom of the pack gets pushed over the boundary line. Palm Beach teammates didn't like the treatment Levi got on there. Levi didn't like it either.
Coming a little bit too aggressive right in front of the umpire there too, so perhaps a little bit of stress.
Well, they're just winning the battles at the moment, the D's, aren't they? I mean, the war's a long one, but they're winning the battles at the moment. Zach Smith playing in front, got towards a teammate. King's around the mark, pushes off a defender, gets on the right. That could be another one. No, not fine. Missed opportunity there for the D's. But all of a sudden, you look at that scoreboard, Yendi, it's 2-3-15, 8-53, and we've only played just under 7 minutes into the second quarter.
And a 38-point margin. Start to wonder, did that week off prove costly for Palm Beach Currumbin? No, they've got a few changes as they're able to settle now. Through one of the handy additions in Liam O'Brien, pumps the ball up towards the teammate on the far side in the form of Simpson. Simpson spearing the ball inside the forward 50. This is where they've been good. Comes out now. Handball back in board the Cornish. He's already kicked 1. Make that 2. And thanks to TPIL Lawyers, Tyler Cornish has kicked the last 2 goals for the Lions, and they've cut the margin back to 32 points. 7.5 gone. You've got Jaxie, you've got Kano, you've got Yendi. And our man Kieran here, the videographer from AFL Queensland. Big party up here at Palm Beach Currumbin. Preliminary final, grand final spot on the line.
Well, look, straight away, the last 2 kicks from Seacat out from full back have been pretty woeful. And he literally just took 1 step and launched a top, which I thought straight away I was ripping what little hair I have left because I didn't really see the need for it. All of a sudden, in the space of 2 kicks, Cornish has kicked a goal.
And Tommy Simpson was the instigator who took the grab and pumped the ball up to the corridor, but got the ball moving quickly, Kane, and that's what we've seen a lot when Palm Beach have gone forward. As you've mentioned, Pagans Paddock, they've gone through quickly and they've got scores every time.
No, you're definitely right there. Zach Smith bails it out again with the young man in Harris. No clear winner. That ball being launched up towards half forward for Palm Beach. He's around the mark, surface with a clearing kick. Good contest there by Axel Moore. Ball came to ground. Actually, no, Snowball impacting that contest. Palm Beach going back into attack. Just launches the ball high to the pocket. Who's there? No, play on, says the umpire. I thought that was a mark for sure. Handball out from the D's. They can't panic here. trying to win possession. Look at the numbers around this contest. Good luck trying to work that out. That kick towards King and White. Seacat with the handball to space. Look out, players come together. Great contest there by Benson and Snowball. Ball's going to be held up about 60 out from the D's goal. Well done to both those players.
Just something, I've got big raps on Lucas Snowball. Seen him a lot this year. It's just a thrill of seeing a 17-year-old in a preliminary final attack the game as hard as he has been. There's Tommy Tyne. You need plenty from him. Pumps the ball up towards high half forward. The 2-on-1. It means that the ball comes down the ground looking for Luxton. Luxton's got speed to burn. Handballs over the top looking for Snowball on his opposite foot. Finds Alice Yeoman. Has an option in Patton. King inside the forward 50. That kick will go straight over his head. And that of his opposite number 6 and Marcus White. We'll see a Banbury throw-in 15 metres out from goal. All thanks to TPIL Lawyers. Kick around the grounds. It's Redland Victoria Point, 5-3-33. Morningside, 4-2-26.
Well, how good was that spoil at half-back Indy? It was a 25-metre spoil in the space of 1.5 kicks. Surges are back inside attacking 50. As Jewel ends up with it, no contest in the ruck. Gets the ball on boot. Just minus score. Don't know what happened there.
Took it out of the ruck. And
just took it straight out of the ruck. No one anywhere near him. He probably had a bit more time than he thought. It's going to be Beakoff Smart again, kicking out from full back.
He's one of the best kicks in this team as one of the young guns. Maybe playing his last game at QAFL level.
Well, Beakoff Smart now. Lawrence is on the left. Good contest here. Harris played the front spot well. Comes back in board. That's a better kick from the Lions. Oh, Harrison almost gets poleaxed, ends up getting claimed. Now they're in trouble. Bypass Simpson. Kick to the pocket. It's Zach Smith. Puts a shepherd on for Woodburn. Woodburn, unfortunately, didn't straighten that kick up enough. And the ball ends up in the jumping cast. Which is where I might end up by the end of this game. Harrison is going to come out from the back pocket.
Break 14 games or 15 games now in season 2025 against the TPIL Lawyers. Get the kicker goal this year. Could be needed. We go forward late in the game. Big fly from Broadbent, and we'll see a Banbury throw in. Things still stay the same over at Redland Victoria Point. 7 points the margin. Here at Palm Beach, you've got Jackson, you've got Kano, you've got Yendi, and most importantly, your company, all thanks to Bradnam's Windows and Doors, TPIL Lawyers with Benson circling around borderlines, and number 9 Guernsey up against Woodburn. It's taken there by Greenwood. Wins yet another clearance out to a genuine one-on-one. Bounced off the chest there of Kennedy. Backing board. Here's a right foot kick from Snowball. Loves kicking goals, and he's got another one. The kid is having a blinder in the second term, and he's pumped the margin back out to a game high 39 points. They're rolling on, and the kids, they're stepping up as it's 2 goals for the quarter for the young 17-year-old.
Well, the 3 players I want to address, and it's been one of those situations all year. They played, don't get me wrong, they played so well. The Beakoff Smarts and the Whites and the Seacats, and all of a sudden they come up against the Demons unit when you've got the likes of Sammy Jewell, Joey Kennedy, Snowball, King. So they've all got to be accountable. You're not going to see this third man up intercept, all on his own, coming off half back. They've got to be accountable. They've got to stand next to a direct opponent that's going to be in grief all day long. And you look at Seacat right now. He's standing at full back against Sammy Jewell, who's about 4 inches taller than him. Good luck as a defender.
Especially the way the ball keeps coming back in.
As the ball comes out again, Axel Moore handballs it off. Blue chip kicks okay. Let's look at what. This ball's going to end up with King. Benson.
Jewell has to be your target here.
Well,
he's still got the mismatch.
You've got Jewell and Kennedy. So Kennedy can play the front, Jewell at the back, Oscar Wood there as well, as Beakoff Smart rose to White, back to Benson. Benson up the line, that's not a bad kick at all, finds AJ Dawson, and this man right now really needs to get into this game because he's been very, very quiet.
Alongside Benson and Simpson. Simpson has been busy at times, caught in a couple of lines. Dawson handballs essentially the 2-on-1 in the corridor up towards Beakoff Smart, who's arguably their best player on the ground thanks to TPIL Lawyers for at least for Palm Beach Currumbin. Beautifully sharp there for the Lions. Up towards centre half forward. Pump back inside the forward 50 there from Chilmi. Looking for Rubok. And he marks dead in front. And he must kick this goal, Blair Rubok. He's already kicked a few goals in season 2025.
Again, though, it's so predictable than trying to come back through the corridor, Wendy. I mean, it worked out in the end, but this is where they're really getting their opportunities. Just hack kick score.
Yeah, it's 2-1 from set shots today. They'll be looking to make that 3-1. No, he hangs it out to the right. It stays right, minus score. 38 points the margin, 14 and a half minutes gone. You just wouldn't think of it, would you, today? But to be fair, in the final that you called a few weeks ago, they trailed Aspley in the second term, and they came back and ran over the top of it.
Well, they kicked 8 goals to 2 behinds in that second quarter in that first qualifying final. They're going to try and get that sort of form here. As again, the ball comes to ground. Left forward pocket for the Lions. Chip kick towards goal. Roving brilliantly. Goalkeeping beautifully. On the last line was a D. Still not panicking at the moment. Just hacks the ball out of there to half-back. Got to bring this ball to ground and does. And that's a real difference at the moment. They're not letting Palm Beach intercept at all this afternoon. I don't think we've taken one intercept mark yet in the contest.
Well, if they have, it's only been a Beakoff Smart in the back line.
And it's deep in the back line.
Yeah.
So we're not getting any run of carry from half-back at the moment. They're definitely playing the Pagans paddock situation at the moment. Levi playing in front, trying to get the handball out. Kennedy and big old Smart battle that ends up with Kennedy now. Handball back in board. Here's a chance. Greenwood chips the ball one-on-one. Oh, Graham holding, surely. No, says the umpire against Patton. Got the handball out somehow. AJ Dawson with the clearing kick from the back pocket. Ball around the mark. Island there. Pushing Rubok into the fence. Not a great look. And the umpire said, no, that's okay. It's going to be a boundary penalty.
Okay, Bob jogging in the rope while Zach Smith warms up on the boundary line for the D's. And they've gone with Sam Jewell in the ruck up against Levi Casbolt. It's Casbolt that wins the ball to ground. AJ Dawson, who asks a bit more from him. He's starting to get his hands dirty. And the umpire will call a stoppage. 38 points of margin. Quick around the ground thanks to TPIL lawyers. Morningside have kicked back-to-back goals to take the lead. Redmond Victoria Point, they lead that one 38-34. There's Dawson again, handball there from Casbolt. Finds his teammate under immense pressure, but they've got the added extra numbers, albeit momentarily. Tommy Simpson takes it out of bounds for Seth Lane.
Well, geez, the way these games are starting to pan out, could we have 2 upsets in prelim finals? The 2 sides that got the week off, the number 1 and 2 seed in the competition at the end of the home and away. We could have 2 upsets this afternoon.
Yeah, especially with Keegan Downey just bobbing up, he's kicked 2 goals in that second term to open it up as the Lions will pierce the ball inside the forward 50. Over the top looking for Rubok again. Paddles it in front of Jones, turns him inside out, gets on his left foot, puts it up towards the top of the square. Intercept mark taken by Island.
He's having a brilliant afternoon, Island, isn't he? And that's the difference. He's intercepting very well as that ball gets punched well clear of Axel Moore. Here's a chance for Palm Beach. Right foot check side. It's there!
Chilmi.
Oh, was that Chilmi again? Well done, Chilmi. See, we got it's almost like a mirror image when you do that to me.
Yeah.
Then I'm going, hang on, is that number 3? Is that
Oh,
number
yeah,
30?
sorry. I'm giving
reverse engineering going on, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying to work it out.
Makes for great visuals here at the Combox, and Jack's just shaking her head going, you idiots!
Well, we're trying our best here this afternoon. I must admit, I've called 4 QAFL games this year with this venue, and I still haven't got the eyesight well at all. It's just getting more strained and strained as the game continues, but they've hit back Palm Beach, 4-4-28, trailing Service Paradise, 9-6-60.
Take it. We did actually call it Kano, and this just shows the commentary team know exactly what they're talking about. We called it Chilmi's first shot went out of bounds on the full. The next shot went through for a point, and we said in agreement that the next shot he's going to take will be a goal. And we called that 25 minutes ago, Kano.
Can we do that with a lotto ticket? That would be great.
Oh, absolutely. We would love it. Rux will contest again. It's a valuable goal. Back to 32 points the margin. Not too far away from half-time, probably 10 to 12 minutes left in this term. And we are going to see another stoppage. And the goals kicked for the quarter. 3 for the D's and 2 for the home side, Palm Beach Currumbin. Those just joining us in the reserves. Northern side have been through the grand final. 16 points after throwing by 4 goals at half-time. Big kick up towards high half forward. And we'll see another stoppage. And just one-on-ones all around the contest, which you would expect to favour perhaps the Lions. Benson takes his man to the ground. And free kick to Cam Ellis-Yeoman. Pump the ball up towards centre half forward, looking for Oscar Wood, who's wrapped up immediately. Hall brings the ball to the ground. Front and square. There's Lucas Snowball. Kicks it. Oh my goodness, the kid. He's turning it on, a contender for the TPIL Awards Player of the Day.
Jeez. Easy reading the ball off the pad. Like Albert Einstein at the moment. He is absolutely wizardry in motion, and unfortunately he's offloading the back hit, but I'll tell you what, they've got to clamp down on him if Simpson takes a dive around the half back. Maxim Moore and Mitchell White, and then on this other side of the ground, that kick off the ground is okay. Ponto's fine, he's been lively in the second quarter. That kick looking for White. Maxim Moore's got to be smart here. Island impacting the contest pretty well. Harris kicks to the pocket again, but all on his own. Last line is like Albert Jones was on the own down there. 33 was actually Andy Jamieson. Thank you very much. Kick out from the back pocket. Who's there? Oscar Wood. Good pressure there against Harrison. Take a good contested mark. Now he's off. Players, you need to turn around. Snowball lays a tackle, tries to get the ball in, and gets absolutely crunched over the boundary.
He's just jogging back, waiting for his captain to take the ball, and all of a sudden the bounce in his favour, and he's trying to get a handball on his back.
Well, he wasn't sure, do I try and kick, do I try and handball? And by that point, 2 blokes just jumped on him like a rugby union scrum and absolutely poleaxed him. As Levi gets the free kick in the ruck contest, that was there. He just about shoved that ball down Saxton's throat as well. He's not happy, big Levi Casbolt. Hasn't had a lot of impact. That kick to the pocket, big up small with a high fly. Woodburn, check side. Just sneaks in for a behind.
He had a bit more time than he thought, and perhaps could have found an option at the top of the goal square.
But again, when the ball hits the ground, it's all service paradise, isn't it? In the air, they're winning, like they're at least evening the contest in the air, but when the ball hits the ground, that's where the game's being on at the moment, and it's all within it.
So fitness has been a level above their opposition at the moment as Beckhoff Smart turns the ball over at centre half back. Turns it over to centre half forward. Ellis-Yeoman just pointing to the top 15 metres out. That's ignored because he goes a little bit low. He's looking for Wood. Snowball taking the ground by his Gold Coast VFL teammate, both of them. Who knows, in a couple of years' time, Jane could be lining up for the Suns in the AFL colours. Speaking of AFL, 2 ex-AFL players went toe-to-toe with Ellis-Yeoman and Casbolt. Attack out of there again. And Anderson now, he'll play on. He's got Shea a little bit lower, just finds Woodburn. Ellis-Yeoman, he's got Casbolt sitting, blocking space in the goal square, so he pulls the trigger from 50 metres out from goal. Comes off hands, minus score, Ben Woodburn.
Kennedy on the last line just turned his head slowly to the right and realised the football, whose name is Levi Casbolt, was going full tilt at him on the goal line. He went, oh, look out. But, again, they're peppering away here with Demons. 9-9, 18 scoring shots to 8. Would you believe, ladies and gentlemen? It's not a typo. Palm Beach is struggling this afternoon.
It's 3-7 for the quarter, so they've had 10 scoring shots, and they've had last 3 shots in goal.
And they turn the ball over here, but the ball gets pushed over the boundary line. Boundary throwing about 75 out from the Demons' goal.
3 points in 3 minutes they've had. Circles. These are 35-point lead. They need someone to salvage something for the Fire here, because we've got Jonah Harris up against Broadbent in the forward half of the ground for the Lions.
And again, end, you've got the likes of Kennedy and Oscar Wood down here and Paddy in the form line. Good tackle by Greenwood there. Greenwood's been the difference for me in this midfield battle, to be perfectly honest. His ability to just win the contest, to lay a tackle, or just be that guiding light has been brilliant. Exmore gets tackled very well. Simpson's around the mark again. The likes of Harrison didn't clear the ball out from that contest, so another boundary throw in, just pushed up a little bit further towards the wing down on that side. The crowd is still building, ladies and gentlemen. You look down underneath, you've got the jumping castle on the right, you've got screaming, you've got the barbecue on the left. We're in a brilliant spot here down at Palm Beach this afternoon as play continues now. Zach Smith in the contest. Levi gets on the left foot, just kicks the space. Who's running onto it here? It's Hollier. He's been very quiet. Tries to get back on the right foot, steps back inside, right foot kick towards goal. To the right. But again, that pavement's panic. That's really their only option at the moment. They're trying to push all the numbers up the ground and get the space in behind, break the line, and have players run onto the footy and try and get some shots on goal. But at the moment, their one wood is not working for them.
Lee Campchi with a mark across half-back, sends it along the outer wing. And I was a big fan of Matty Hollier. He's got a wonderful TikTok channel. If you search up Matty Hollier, he's got a lot of stuff about his fitness. There's a lot of players do that capture a lot about his game day experience. So hopefully that reel appears in some capacity in his TikTok feed. So check it out if you can at half time. Got some great stuff on there. Is wide across centre wing, far side, right foot kick. Put it up towards Cornish. And marks strongly. He's got a one-on-one inside the forward 50. Looks to lower the eyes and does so quite well. And that's better. And just a bit of composure from the veteran will set up his teammate in Jack Stringer.
Well,
It's quiet today. Well, just hasn't had the opportunities, I think, where the ball hasn't gone in.
well, considering the last game they played, this man was absolutely brilliant for them. Absolutely brilliant. 3 goals that afternoon.
Stringer, to the right to left. Ooh, it's coming back. It's coming through nicely. He's put it through. And the Lions, they've got back-to-back goals. And they've cut the margin back to 28 points, which was not too dissimilar to what we saw at quarter time. 26 and a half minutes gone. Thanks to the Jacks, to Kano, to myself, and that great man Kieran here from AFL Queensland, and your company across TPIL Lloyd's Bradley Window.
Now, he kicked 3 goals last week. Was Stringer. He was very lowly up forward. He basically played a mirror image to the snowball game we're seeing this afternoon against Redmond Victoria. I'm doing really well with the memory banks here. We'll get back to that a little bit later on. That first final, where they absolutely dominated. Oh, that's right, Aspley.
Been a lot of footy going on. There's a Morningside lead Redmond Victoria comp 1 offense.
Well, Simpson, bottom of the pack, got the ball out. Chilney got the 1-2 to himself. Benson's the one for me. He's got to get in this contest quick, smart. As Ellis Yeoman takes the ball forward. Snowball with a tackle. That's gone. He is absolutely on fire, this man, this afternoon.
Thanks to TPIL Lloyd's as a contender, Kano.
Snowball. Chips to the pocket. Wood playing behind. Levi gets in front. Uncontested in the end. And O.J. Dawson stuck it half back.
Good Stringer further up the line, elects to go through the corridor now, finds Benson. Benson with a high kick up towards the outer wing, finds a teammate now on the burst, in the form of King, up towards high half forward, off hands. It'll suit Rubok. Rubok hard on the boundary line, does the right foot check side, misses to the near side. And that would have given 3 on the bounce. Had he been successful in the run of momentum heading into half time, but it's put the margin back to 27.
Well, that's the first time for a while where I've seen both goalposts shake, because Rubok ran into one and hit the post with the ball with the other. So hopefully the post is okay. Sukat probably takes his first intercept mark of the afternoon.
We'll check in at half time on that post.
Well, at least it wasn't like Lethal Matthews back in the day. He broke it in half. Ball goes back into the Palm Beach forward line. Helmets off hands. Mullane's first on the week. Little chip kick across the ground to Ellis Yeoman's okay. This is where they haven't panicked. They've held on to the possession, chipped the ball down the line, turned it into a 50-50. Smith playing in front, and a roving player teammate there. Levi's underneath this one. He'll probably take the mark and does. But this is where we found Levi for most of the afternoon. Across half back or in the middle of the ground. He hasn't gone forward too often. Ellis Yeoman cuts it off. He's having a brilliant day this afternoon, this man.
Look around the ground, thanks to TPIL lawyers.
Oh,
I'll get onto that point later as the Lions will pump the ball back inside the forward 50. Ball hits the deck. The D's with some numbers. Will dance with the devil going across goal. Mullane finds a teammate. Has some time, has some composure, tries to sidestep Rubok, and that he does with a big thumping kick looking for Sammy Jewell, the 101 gamer. Seacack with the spoil, brings the ball to ground, looking for Doran. Doran in a strong one-on-one contest, picks it up, has the aid of support, has the option of King inside the forward line. In fact, it was Patton. And they'll settle and quick around the grounds. Matt Hellman has kicked his 100th goal and put the Sharks within 3 points. That kicked his third goal. Late in time in the second term.
Well, Hunter Hall with that mark in the back pocket. He's done with AJ Dawson. Congrats to Matty Hamilton. Another milestone to add to his brilliant CV. Seacat now under a little bit of pressure. Back to AJ Dawson. And they're right back into the opposition goal square. Seacat ends up with it once again in the back pocket.
They've done well here, the Lions, just to hold late in this quarter and kick a couple of goals, restrict the damage.
Dawson back in the goal square. It's literally gone Dawson, Seacack, Dawson, Seacack, Dawson. Seacack's pushed to the boundary line. It's not going to end up with him again as Dawson launches the ball from the back pocket. 1-on-1, good body work there. So here come the D's again. Sammy Jewell gets pushed off the footy. What a mark! And keep an eye on the Palm Beach player who's trying to impact the contest. He's holding his back, Seacack. Come on, second best.
Well, it's a very hard track when you hit it. When you hit, as he come down to do, and it's a strong mark.
But that's a ridiculously strong mark. Held his line. I thought he got forced off the ball through the contest, but just held his spot. It's a great contested mark as Jewell. Line up for the D's 10th. And it's there. Sammy Jewell with, I believe it's his first of the afternoon, Sammy Jewell. But I'll tell you what, 10 goals and a half of footy. We're just to go with 31 and a half minutes, definitely in time on. They did 10 goals, 9, 69 to 5, 6, 36. 33 points a margin. And as, you know, we were talking about Palm Beach just stemming the flow a little bit, but that goal from Sammy Jewell all of a sudden, that crack gets a little bit bigger in that damn wall.
It's 11 scoring shots to 5 for the quarter. In fact, I stand corrected. 11 scoring shots to 6 for the quarter in favour of the visitors, who've returned 4-7 as Alice Yeoman deep inside the forward line for the D's. Have a little bit to say about that as O'Brien gets it back inboard now as Harrison hacks it forward. Inside the forward 50, taken again there by the D's. Looking for a teammate further up the field. Bounces favourably back to O'Brien. Lovely smother by Axel Moore. Handball back inboard, chopped off again by Harrison. Looking for and not being able to find Kingy. He's awarded with a free kick. Now Alice Yeoman saying, kick it long. Kick it long. Doesn't matter because it's half-time, Kane Browning.
Well, what can we say, ladies and gents? It's the first preliminary final here live from Palm Beach, Currumbin. And it's the visitors who have dominated that first half. 10-9-69 to 5-6-36. 33 points a margin. And just quickly, if we can, we'll go through some goal kickers, Yendi. We've got Mitch Patton's got 3. Sammy Jewell's got 1. Lucas Snellbow's got a couple. Jamison Shea's got 1. Jelly Kennedy with 1. And on the other side of the goal, Sam Chelmey's got 1, Jack Stringer 1, Corey Beeman with 1, and Tyler Cornish who kicked a couple. So all the work needs to be done for the Palm Beach Currumbin Lions coming into the second half. It's a do-or-die contest here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go away. We're going to go to a quick break for half-time. We'll be back for the Premiership quarter, third quarter, QAFL preliminary final action after the break.
You need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rock pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the personal injury lawyers. Kicking goals for Queenslanders since 1983. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queensland.
AFL 9s, it's footy for best mates looking to be teammates.
Cardio fiends after a bit of competition.
Legends of the game. Looking at making a comeback.
There's footy for when your week's pretty cooked, or for fitting it in between classes.
It's footy!
It's footy.
It's footy!
It's footy for me.
down here at Palm Beach, Currumbin, it's a pretty beautiful day for footy. Plenty of people have come down to have a look. And Jumping Castle on the right, barbecue on the left, has decided to come back out after half time. We're going to talk about Palm Beach first, Yendi. Yendi's still joining me, the great man Chris Yendi Yen. My name's Craig Browning. And that first half, Palm Beach, they were almost in shock for a quarter and a half, weren't they?
Well, their midfield just hasn't been able to get their hands on the ball, just looking for some of the impact players. Beacon Smart is quite easily the TPIL player of the day for them. Just the work that he's doing across the back. He's a young kid, he's working hard, but they're just lacking that explosion to midfield. Tommy Simpson has been quiet, come back into the team. Just lacking something to energise them. They're rotating Harris and Casbolt through the ruck. I would prefer to see Casbolt play deeper forward and stay there and enable Harris to just crash in the cleat against the opposition there. But they just lack someone who's willing to take the game on outside Beacon Smart.
No, you're right. I mean, we were just talking about it off there. I mean, Tommy Klein, for such a great performer and ball user, he's been extremely quiet for my liking this afternoon. He's barely gone near it. Benson is another one. He's had quite a start to the last couple of games I've seen. So his second half's have been brilliant, but his first half's been extremely quiet. He's barely gone near the footy. And Tommy Simpson was lively in that second quarter, but not quite where you'd want him to be. On the other hand, if we talk about Surfers Paradise right now, Surfers, they're almost hovering over the ground in their running style. Their big players have stepped up to the mark. The likes of Patton up forward, Joey Kennedy up forward. Lucas Snowball has just about played the first half of his life this afternoon. Front and centre. And that midfield group, the likes of Greenwood, Ellis Yeoman, and Woodburn just acting as that little bit of a conductor, not getting a ton of the footy, but he hasn't needed to. Ellis Yeoman and Greenwood have been dominant in the middle of the ground, and it's all about Surfers Paradise, and the question is, can Palm Beach get back into it?
Well, they certainly can. They're the minor premiers for a reason, Kano. I just can't see it happening at the moment, but for me, the player that could possibly get them back into the game next to TPIL Lawyers is, and it can only be, Tyler Corn. He kicked 2 goals either side of quarter time, but he's the sort of player, and we may even end up seeing it. He pushed up towards high half forward. He kicks that opening goal of this third term, and he will get around every single one of his teammates, pumping up on the chest, and there'll be sort of an energy created around the team, and he's that player that can create and innovate. That's what I can sort of perceive for him. He'll have a job there on John Lane, that matchup at centre half forward. So already there, if Tyler's come out and he's pumped up and ready to go, I can see him winning that matchup, and that is no disrespect to the young 17-year-old. But if he kicks that opening goal, watch it turn.
Well, Harrison Island's been that general down back this afternoon. He's been brilliant for the D's down back. And also, they're well presented. Hamish Anderson has been really good for him down back as well. But the likes of Lane and Neeson have been well presented as well. As the ball's back in the middle for Premiership quarter here. Preliminary final. Who continues? Who goes home? That's the question. Greenwood with the first clearance. Kicks towards centre half forward. Who's going to win this contest? Players come together and the stoppage is created right on the 50-metre arc at half forward.
You're seeing a big match up there with Harris pushing further up the ground for the Lions, matched up by Broadbent.
Well, they've continued with that ploy with the big fella Levi Casbolt staying on the ruck against Zach Smith.
So it looks like they're going to go Corey Beeman as their main forward coming.
As the deepest forward, Nice is lined up on him. That's a really juicy contest. Keep an eye on that one, ladies and gents. The first goal, all important. 33 points the margin in favour of the visitors. As Levi and Smith come together again. Harrison trying to get the ball out. Kick to the hot spot. Ball comes to the front. Where's Snowball in this situation? Durant's around the mark. Kick the goal. I believe that's Harrison Fraser. No, Lawrence King. Well done, Yendi, on picking that one up. I thought it was Harrison Fraser running into an open goal, but it's Lawrence King. The first goal of the third quarter, and they've
Oh,
pushed.
you are right, Kano.
Harrison Fraser,
Yep.
there we go, the
I can get
captain.
nicked.
That's a massive goal from the captain, and that's only taken a minute and a half. 45 seconds to kick the first goal at the start of the game, ladies and gents. A minute and a half it's taken in the third quarter. They've increased the lead, 5-6-36 Palm Beach. Surfers 11-9-75.
Sorry for mucking you up there, Kano.
39 points the margin, that's okay. My eyesight finally started to tune in.
Swap glasses, mate.
Swap glasses, it has worked at half time.
Well,
Now that bounce of the ball's not the best one, but I guess second chance.
interesting stat for Harrison Fraser is that 8 times this year he's kicked 2 goals or more. So often when he kicks one, he follows up with another one as Rucks will contest again. Smith and Casbolt. And go third time's a charm. It's Greenwood, the 2 number 4s, Tommy Simpson. I don't know who's tagging who in that instance. It'll come out now to Simpson. He has Greenwood hot on his hammer. And they go again. Oh, this is...
That's what you want to see,
it's
isn't
like
it,
watching
Yandy?
Dirty Dancing, isn't it?
I don't know what version of Dirty Dancing you've been watching, mate, but it's definitely a version of it as Woodburn to Greenwood. Kick up the line. Fraser's around the mark. Pan's around the mark as well. Players come together. Palm Beach trying to clear from half back. Another stoppage is created.
That was a big chance there for the Lions just to get some forward ascendancy, and unfortunately for them, they denied in that instance.
It's a good learning curve for the likes of the Tommy Simpson, who's a potential Grogan medal contender. I'm not quite sure how the tribunal works. He did get suspended, so he might be out of the running this year. As it looks like Big Old Smart ran into a brick wall, Surfers Row. Could have been held on a little bit too long. Yes, he was. So Big Old Smart right in the middle of the wing.
Held on against his John. He played Southport, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
So a couple of young VFL guns there.
There's plenty of VFL guns in both these sides this afternoon. Coming off the back of the pack, looking for Big Old Smart again. Mullane wins the contest. That was brilliant. As Fraser, the last goal kicker, kicks it up towards Jewel and Seacax. Seacax sees it over the boundary line. Boundary throwing right in front of the coach's boxes on that left-hand side from where we were calling from.
And the ground section TPIL Lawyers. It's still half time between Redland, Victoria Point and Morningside. It's 59 to Redland and 56 to Morningside. It's nice and juicy. Matty Waters has kicked 3 for the Panthers, and Matty Hellman, as we mentioned, has reached the target. He's got 3 for the Sharkies. As the ball's conceded ground back to Zyma Lane. Right foot kick off a step, looking for Alice Yeoman at half forward over his head and over the outstretched reach there of O'Brien. See a boundary throwing.
Geez, that's a bit of a interesting contest between those two. Alice Yeoman could just go use them as a armrest. The height discrepancy there. Greenwood at the front of the stoppage as well. Simpson picks him up. Ball gets thrown back in. Smith probably won it on that occasion. Players get pulled off the footy. Play on said the umpire. There's a chance for Axel Moore, who just launches into the forward 50. That ball gets cut off on the second last line by... oh, hang on. Players have come together in the middle of the ground. Keep an eye on that, Yendi. I'll keep an eye on the players. Surfers go back into attack. That kick's brilliant.
This looks like Anderson and Tyler Cornish. Now there is a little bit.
Oh, hang on.
Now this is
that is ridiculous.
getting out of control here.
Can someone please go up to Leeway Casbolt and go, mate, just switch. You got to switch on. No point trying to push your body around in frustration.
And a 50-metre penalty has been awarded, and it'll put Surfers Paradise up towards the top of the goal square. They'll kick a certain goal. While all this sort of transpires, there was a collision between Hamish Anderson of the D's and just, I think, inadvertently, and that's another goal.
Well, Padden has kicked another one. He took a good mark. Mitch Padden's got 4 this afternoon. Leading goal kicker on the ground.
4-1 next to TPIL Lawyers, a contender for the player of the day. So a 50-metre penalty given away by Levi Casbolt has now put this margin back out to 45 points. I shouldn't say back out because that is a game high.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? But again, the frustration's coming out from the minor premier. There's no need for it, though. There's no point Leroy Caswell running 30 metres to push a bloke over right in front of the umpire and expect the umpire not to give a 50-metre penalty away. It's just not on.
A few minutes that the other Lions would prefer to leave in the review mirror. Casbolt, and he become the hero after being the villain. Comes out now to Simpson. Simpson now inside the forward 50, looking for Harris and Beeman. And Albie Jones takes a well-judged mark. Offensive 30, a 100-gamer for this proud club. Doran now with a piercing left foot kick, essentially to a 2-on-1, looking for not being able to find Ireland as Bekoff Smart ridden into the ground. And you'll see a stop.
They just can't win the contest, can they, at the moment? Palm Beach, it's been troubling them all afternoon. As that ball gets cut off, here's a chance. Benson with the handball, found a teammate King. That ball gets launched back in, but the spare man behind the footy. Well done to the D's on that occasion. That was Broadbent. Kicks the ball to centre wing. That's good. Kennedy back in the middle of the ground. Harrison Fraser looking for the leading forward. Couldn't hit him on that occasion. Greenwood and Simpson come together again. Greenwood gets the handball out. Play continues now. Tackling from Palm Beach has been good. That snap towards goal. That could be another one. No, it's not. On the last line, Palm Beach defend.
Just to, I think it might be AJ Dawson on that far side. It wasn't. Finds Casbolt. Casbolt has Stringer further down the line, and he'll go a little bit longer looking for Rubach. He'll be up against Jones. Rubach able to bring the ball to ground. Has the support there of Stringer if he needs him. Ball 50 metres out from goal. Stringer does the fend off. Just got the handball away in the nick of time. Broadbent with a handball over the top. A chaos ball up towards Smith. He couldn't quite trap it under a bit of pressure from Casbolt. Right foot kick there from Shea. Along the outer wing, a strong one-on-one contest. Mark not taken there by Wood, but he goes there to recover the crumbs. Good pressure there applied there on Smith.
Oh,
a lovely hit there on the
brilliant.
far side. The D's are still trying to retain possession. Tommy Simpson is working his backside off. Finds it out over the top to Casbolt. Casbolt now sounds like a horse race, and it bloody well should be. Inside the forward 50, there has to be an option. The D's have got numbers back. He'll elect to pull the trigger from long range. Looking for Beeman to fly. Doesn't need it because Kane Browning. That is a wonderful goal. And you can wrap that up in a little bow. That was brilliant.
Matty Hollier, well done.
That will be on his TikTok, Kane Browning. Just lock it in the bank.
Well, even that forward 50 injury, like you saw Hollier kick the ball from about 55, 60 metres out. But even the way Corey Beeman was leading to a pocket, unrewarded effort there. Dragged Nice out of the goal square. They both tried to work their way back. Nice couldn't get his hand on the footy, but that was all because Corey Beeman dragged him 20 metres out of the goal square to start with. So well done to Corey Beeman and Matty Hollier. Well done on the goal.
And you said time and time again, Kato, that they've just been able to push for the grand open space to come back into. And that's without going back through the tape, but I reckon they've kicked at least 4 of their 6 goals from pushing up the ground and doubling back.
No, you're definitely right there, Andy. As the ball's back in the middle, Levi could have been given a high shot. Play on Yeoman. And Simpson come together again. If it's not Greenwood, it's Ellis Yeoman and Simpson. Just picks himself up, a little bit frustrated. Play continues here. Oscar Wood contested well. Ball to half forward for Palm Beach. Who's going to win this contest? Players come together. Rubach with the tackle.
Interesting too, Kano, that they have thrown my contender for the TPIL always play of the day, Taylor Cornish, into the midfield of the Lions.
So that's an interesting take. He's kicked a couple of goals and he's looking pretty good up forward. His ball ends up with Fraser. Fraser launches the ball. What's the ball of the bounce? Patton's around the mark here. Oh, great handball back in board. Couldn't find Patton on that occasion. Duran hits the contest hard. They're still in possession here in Surfers. Palm Beach desperate. And it's a free kick going to Palm Beach by the looks of it for holding. So they're going to get a reprieve.
Lions across half back. A dangerous kick up to Seacat. Greenwood gets in the way. And they'll finish here. They will finish. It's Saturday afternoon. Kane Browning in a preliminary final. Number 5 has just earned himself a 5-pack. That's Mitch Patton He has kicked 5 of the best. He now pushes out to 48 for the season, and that's the response they've desired, a 35-point lead.
Well, the number of occasions Palmy have been able to win possession of footy for a period of time, build some momentum, maybe get a couple of scores on the board, all of a sudden the ball goes up the other end. The first chance Surfers gets to respond, they end up with a goal, and Patton has kicked 5 of the best goals you'll see at QAFL level. He's been brilliant this afternoon, arguably one of the best. It'd be a very interesting conversation we're going to be having as this game continues to work out who's going to be the player of the day. But right now, there's a number of players, especially for Surfers, who definitely are in the mix.
What a response in style there, Patton. Does not look to be phased by today's game.
Well, that's the thing too. Like, again, they weren't panicking. They didn't just get the ball on boot or get the quick handball out. There was a bit of substance in the madness that was going on there in the forward 50. And Surfers came up with another goal. Ellis Yeoman's been brilliant. Wood launches the ball to centre forward. Players come together. Ball comes to the front. Where's Snowball? Could have been held there. No, says the umpire. Back in ball to Greenwood. Greenwood with the short kick. That's brilliant.
He's had a strong impact to start this third term, Hugh Greenwood, and a handy addition into this team.
Well, it's ended up with Duran. So, again, just not panicking. Just not bombing the ball in towards goal. Greenwood lowered the eyes, hit Duran on the lead. Great one-on-one contest, took it to tested mark. He'll be lining up for another goal and could be one of the first nails in the coffin for the Palm Beach Currumbin line.
Well, any score, Kano will make it a game-high lead.
Duran. This place could absolutely go bananas if he kicks it. Launches, coming back. Oh, slams it. Jeez, build to the crescendo and it slams into the woodwork. So we're going to have to wait for take 2, ladies and gents.
That's out to a 46-point lead. 13 minutes and change gone here in this term. Thanks to TPIL lawyers. We've got Jax. We've got Kano, we've got Yendi, we've got our main man Kieran bringing you all the action here today.
Oh, look at that for a kick.
They need to do something. They've got it up towards Casbolt. No one inside the forward 50, so odds are they'll probably get a goal here, the Lions. And Tommy Simpson will be that man, Kane.
Well, he's arguably within range. He's going to be kicking this outside 50.
There's no intent to pass it. Let's be honest.
Beeman made the shortest lead I've ever seen him alive, about 3 metres.
Simpson will pull the trigger from 55 metres out from goal. He can cover the journey, he can get the accuracy, but to the right of the stick, minus score.
Well, they're peppering away here, Palm Beach. They're going to kick, but they're going to get some goals on the board quickly. 13-10-88 to 6-7-43. 14 and a bit minutes played in this premiership quarter. Neese just launches out looking for the likes of Smith. White trailing him. Doesn't even get to him. Ball gets kicked out on the full. Come off the boot. So it's going to be a free kick. Going to White. Leah Counchy, man in the mark. Decides to kick a worm burner. No one can clearly win it. Here's a chance for Palm Beach. Benson just kicks into space. Rubok and Neese come together. Good tackle.
Well, we're still no closer to identifying the TPI Alloys player of the day as Anderson has ceremoniously bumped off the ball. Oh, sorry, there's Neese. And Rux will contest again. Socket off the ground there by Doran, up towards half-back, almost picked off there by the captain. There's a couple of players who fell behind play. Benson now finds a teammate who's dancing along the boundary line. That's King. King gets on his favoured left foot, partially smothered, in fact correctly smothered. Greenwood threads the eye of the needle, finds Jewel. It's very open inside the forward 50. There is no one behind this contest. It is a strong mark getting some speed. It's the player who's dominated the game today, who's kicked 5, and he finds his teammate, Oscar Wood, puts it out towards the Tweed. And that is a 50-plus point margin here in the preliminary final, and Kane Browning maybe a dart through the heart.
Well, everything's turned to gold for Surfers Paradise, isn't it? Even when it's a 50-50, they are dominating the ball when it hits the ground. They get numbers around the footy. They're not panicking in their possession. They're taking the right option. Everything's turning to gold at the moment, and unfortunately for Palm Beach, the harder they try, the worse it gets.
The Thanks to TPIL always gives us a chance to go around the grounds, catch our breath on this one. Redland Victoria point 10-7-67. Lead Morningside 9-2-56. There's 8 minutes and change gone. They're keeping in mind, though, Kano, as we've highlighted to our listeners, that Matty Hamilman has kicked the ton, so probably would have taken about half an hour, maybe a week to clear the field for that wonderful celebration in the second term.
Could have taken 3 weeks to clear the field. It's a beautiful ground to play footy on up there at Redland Victoria Point. Ball back in the middle. Simpson got the handball out, found Benson, but here comes the pressure. Zach Smith, would you believe, with the half smother against Cornish. Great pressure there by the D's. Unfortunately, he's been taken high, so here's a chance for the Lions. Levi Casbolt in the goal square. He's got to be the option. Hits the pack hard. Ball gets over the back. What a shocking bounce of the footy. Rubok tried to duck under a tackle. Got the handball out. Beeman got crunched. Play on, said the umpire. Levi again. Tips the ball to himself. Look at the 3 service players. Simpson gets back on the right. Launches an inside-out talk. That's going to be down the full. Bounces over the jumping castle. But again, how good was the defensive effort there from Service Paradise? That was a guaranteed goal for Palm Beach, and they didn't give it up at all, the D's.
It's been where they've done their best work, I feel, the D's. It's been in defence at either end of the ground. There's with the free kick. Let me go further down the line. And that he does with a booming right foot kick. Good score from behind. Comes out now to Doran. Handballs over the top, and Alice Yeoman got very little ahead of him, so he goes to the right foot check side, up towards high half forward. Has the goal kicker there in Patton. 2 Lions players getting in each other's way. Well done there from Patton. Patton, he's eyeing off 6. He's eyeing off a fend off. He's eyeing off more than he can chew. And it's a free kick to the Lions across centre half back.
As play continues, they've got the rebound here. They've got some room to move. And is that ball going to get recalled? Yes, it is. So that's unfortunate for Palm Beach. They were off and running there through Benson. It's gone all the way back about 60 metres. Now the ball back in the middle of the ground. Hunter Hall to Beakoff Smarty, easily the best player on the ground for Palm Beach this afternoon. Gets on the right foot, looking for Casbolt. Gets over the back. It's going to beat everyone out of bounds. And you can just sense with Levi, who's lost his footing a bit, so he's going to put that right boot back on. Just still a bit of frustration just coming up to the service of Palm Beach. They thought, arguably, this was going to be an absolutely brilliant day for them, and the D's have dominated from start to now.
Shea tries to recover himself as Casbolt until he gets his boot to ball, which meant that the Lions were 1 down for a few moments' time. McCann Yeoman dishes it out now to Belaine. Now to Smith. Smith now with a right
here we
kick.
go.
And they're rolling now through Luxton. Luxton meters in the clear ahead of fast approaching Hollier. Inside the forward 50. Another strong mark taken. And it's Oscar Wood or Jewel. It will be Wood who'll go back and have a ping at his second for the quarter, or second in a row.
Well, just trying to find the ball to the footy. Binoculars are great to use. Yes, it is the big fella Oscar Wood, the last goal scorer. And the nails are starting to pile up in the wooden box, unfortunately, for the minor premier this afternoon. And if Oscar Wood can nail this one.
Question of accuracy. Fades to the left-hand side. Minor score. 52 points the margin, 20 minutes gone here in this third term, all thanks to TPIL lawyers and Bradman from the Red Doors.
Well, to say this would be the upset of the year would be an understatement. Yes, these are 2 sides who are pretty good all season long, but Palm Beach being the minor premier, earned the week off, coming to this preliminary final, massive favourites, and it's been the D's who dominated. Ellis Yeoman impacts the contest against Graham. They found a teammate though. Kick back and boards worked pretty well to McKinney.
Quiet today, McKinney. A lot of opportunities.
The ball hasn't really gone in with any structure inside attacking 50, so it's all been this kind of style. The odd contested mark and a shot on goal.
He's just going to have to shut the shot now.
McKinney from about 55 launches to a hot spot. Levi playing behind. Almost ended up with it, trying to keep it in. Good tackle by Jewel, but missed him. He's run a mile, kicked back and board. Couldn't hit the target out 3. Simpson dummies the handball, gets on the right foot. It's home. Well done, Tommy Simpson.
That's great composure there from Casbolt as well. Hard up on the boundary line, dodged a couple of would-be tacklers, and just had that confidence and poise. He was never looking at goal there, Kano. He was always looking for an option up the corridor, and it did look a little bit messy in the end, but you have to have that composure, and that's what Tommy Simpson did.
Well, he hit the middle. He hit the middle of 3 lines there. You know, it was like a nice little 9-iron shot, aiming for the green. But Tommy Simpson was the only one moving with any momentum at all. Ran into the pack, came out with it, and got it on the right foot quickly, and that was a brilliant finish by Tommy Simpson.
Quick around the ground, thanks to TPIL lawyers. Redland 11-7-73, lead Morningside 9-2-56. And Hamilton has kicked his 4th goal for the Sharks. And it's 101 for the season. There's Alice Yeoman with the clearance, looking for Snowball up towards high half forward. And you see Andrew throwing. And just a quick reminder too, that the Zilke and Grogan medal tomorrow is going to be a wonderful, wonderful event. Of course, there's stacks of grand finals to enjoy on YouTube. I've got my Sunday sorted from earlier on in the morning through to the evening, just sitting back listening to dulcet tones of Kane Browning and many of the other wonderful AFL Queensland commentators, and squeezing a little bit of the best and fairest at the same time as Yeoman dishes out to Woodburn. Darts in and out of traffic. A cheeky right foot kick up towards Mullane.
He's had a brilliant day.
He's got that confidence. Albie Jones just kicked at his ankles, has to shrug off the would-be tackler, and that he does, and does it with confidence and poise. Does the veteran, finds a teammate under immense pressure. We see a stoppage to centre half visit.
Well, you could blanket probably a dozen players who just stood, 10-foot tall and ball-proof this afternoon for the D's as the ball gets hacked out to Simpson. Simpson with the clearing kick towards Casbolt. Plays on quickly, looking for the likes of Beeman. Players come together, ball gets out the back, here's a chance. But the D's again hold up well. Beeman with the tackle. Every time they've been challenged, the Demon defence, and on that occasion it was Albie Jones. Those back 3 for the D's and held up really well.
Rucks will contest again. Casbolt brings it down. It's taken by Greenwood. He's wrapped up immediately by the opponent. You see a stoppage and there's a blood rule. And it will go, we will see Greenwood coming off the green.
No, it's Cornish. I don't know what he was trying to do. He was rubbing his leg like 2 sticks together, trying to create fire, trying to get rid of the blood, but the blood was still flowing, so he has to go.
Maybe a month ago came and there was a little bit more grass on the ground. He might have been able to hide it, but it is bone dry out on this track. He's in the muddiest, the driest parts as Casbolt tries to take it out of the ruck. Mullane for the D's with a right foot kick up towards half-back over the head there of Harris. Trying to fight there with tooth and nail with Snowball. Back to Kennedy now, shrugs off the tackler. And Kai says play on, just got the handball away. It was Luxton with an up and under kick up towards the outer wing. Good ball, brings the ball up towards the corridor.
Here we go.
Lions now will break the ball up towards centre half forward. A booming kick, a booming shot, a goal, and on points. So that is
free kick
no score.
going to the Demons.
No score, so it will be a free kick at half-back. So the score will remain 14-11, 95-7, 7-49.
How crazy was that? You could see that coming from a mile away. Burst through the traffic, launched it from 55. Unfortunately, it's been called back. It looks like it was Woodburn who got taken off the ball. So free kick, Durant.
Woodburn hasn't had to set the game alight today.
No. But he's had plenty of support in that midfield group. That's a shocking kick back and forward. Levi can kick it from here. He's got to go. He's got to go. Kicks to the pocket. Rubok's the front spot. Comes off hands, out of bounds. Now, even there, 99 times out of 100, you see Levi just launch a goal from there, well within range, and decide to kick to the pocket. And it wasn't really close to hitting the target.
I just want to see him maybe just take that on and kick the goal. As he taps the ball to the ground. He's very team orientated as Levi. Simpson, right foot kick around the body. And that is a mark well judged by Broadbent. If Levi can just take the game on, kick something like that, maybe just rev up his teammates. They just lack someone on the field, an on-field leader, just bring them home and give them that momentum. As Wood brings it down the ground, Nias. And this is what we've seen so much from the D's today as they transition from half back to half forward with ease and class. The captain for the D's inside the forward 50, looking for Patton. Patton, if the ball stays in, he'll be fine. The Seacack will see it out of bounds. Boundary throwing in the forward pocket, quick around the grounds thanks to TPIL lawyers. We're getting value for buck out of us today. It's Redland Victoria point 11.874, leading Morningside 9.357 by 18 points, 19 minutes into the third set.
Well, if they're going to mount a comeback, it's got to start right now from the Palm Beach Currumbin lines. You've got Oscar Wood in the ruck and Harris competing well this afternoon. I thought Harris has been pretty good in the ruck this afternoon. Comes to the front, Harris is there. Greenwood lays a tackle, that could be deemed a throw. Yes, it is. So Greenwood could be lining up. Jeez, definitely inside the arc. He's probably 35 out on a fairly tight angle.
Well, he's a left footer as well.
He's a left footer, so he's on the right side. You've always got to plug the left footers, mate. He's a guarantee to kick this. I'm going to say that right now.
Oh, because you would kick it on your left foot from there, wouldn't you? Easily.
Yeah, let's go with it.
And you've had like 50 knee regos to go with that.
Yeah, then had the rest. So, Greenwood. We've been talking about nails in the coffin. This could be another one. Comes around the corner. Just offline. Wrong side of the goalpost. So, they're still peppering away. They're almost at triple figures here, the Demons. This is a massive performance for the D's in the Queensland final for a spot in a granny.
They've saved their best to almost last, you'd feel, as Alice Yeoman crashes the pack, brings the ball to ground, is taken out of bounds there on a guinea.
Right now, to be perfectly honest with you, Andy, he's my pick for best on there. He's been everywhere today. He hasn't troubled the scorers, but what he's done behind the foot in the midfield battle has been massive this afternoon.
Well, I think it can either him or Mitch Patton at the moment. Patton's kicked 5 and set up plenty as Jewel. Gets it inboard now to Moore. Moore will pump it up towards Patton and co. Patton is circling, but it's his opponent who takes the mark.
Oh, hang on. Someone got a bit of a love tap in the breadbasket there behind the ball.
He got smart. Inside the eye of the needle. Finds Jed Harrison. But back up towards the corridor, finds Zach. And he can roll through the corridor for Lions. He's got no forward movement. McKenna's dropping back alongside Beeman. Up to Cornish. Cornish with a lovely smother. That's by Jewel, slips out the back. McKenny lays the tackle on Albie Jones. And we'll see a stoppage almost 40 metres out from goal. The first quarter went for 33 minutes. The second quarter went for 32 and a half, so we'll have a couple left.
Well, Jewel in the ruck against Casbolt. Jewel, good second effort. Greenwood with another tackle. That ball bouncing. Just off line. Another minor score to the home side. 7-8-50. 46 points a margin, ladies and gents. It ain't a typo, would you believe? We're going on 30 minutes here. Nice is going to bring this out from full back. It's a lovely place to visit, apparently, Nice, this time of year. As Axel Moore gets the ball on boost, just kicks to space. That ball gets held up by Oscar Wood. Great contest. Players diving over the boundary line.
That's great courage shown there by the kid, Oscar, who played some academy footy this year, made his VFL debut, kicked 6 goals in a match-winning performance against Labrador earlier on in the year, and continues to evolve and impress. And his best footy, well, we haven't even scraped the surface with him. Speaking of scraping the surface, we haven't done that with Jonah Harris at number 45 for the Lions, as Shea rolls through, right foot kick inside the forward 50, off hands, and Patton's is going to take the advantage, but the time off has been called. And Wood's going to get the free kick, speaking of.
He was desperately trying to get goal number 6, was Patton. The umpire wasn't having it.
Well, we heard there was some conjecture about whether there's a TPIL lawyers player of the day up for grabs, and perhaps another goal might just sweeten the deal. But Oscar Wood spoken about, he has enormous upside.
No, he has. He's been brilliant this year for the Demons. Oscar Wood, another tall forward for them. They've dominated the space. Oscar Wood leans back. And it's there. Well done to Oscar Wood. Well done to the Service Paradise Demons. They pump out the lead once again. 7-8-50. Trailing the Service Paradise Demons, the home side, 15-12, 102. They've broken triple figures, 52 points the margin, ladies and gentlemen, in the minor premier. What can you say, Yendi? They've been completely outplayed this afternoon.
Well, we speak about some of the young guns that have been doing the job for the D's. We had Lucas Snowball kick 2-1 in the second term, and we've had now Oscar Wood kick 2-1 in the third term, and jog straight back up in the ruck. So there's 17-year-olds. Kickoff Smart for the Lions has been relatively quiet, but that's in this third term. But that's just the way the ball has moved. There's rucks to contest again. The two young stars in Harrison Wood went toe-to-toe as Simpson.
Oh, look out.
As Kennedy takes on the big hit from O'Brien and judges it well with Joey. Looking for Doran.
Oh, that.
And that's methodical.
Why?
Did not need to do that.
Why? Sorry, but seriously.
He'd stopped.
What?
Kickoff Smart, he just did not need to do that.
And Kickoff Smart has been arguably the best player this afternoon, and you know when he's getting frustrated, they're in real trouble.
Doran inside the forward 50, offhand, still inside the field of play. Patton has a cheeky kick, and Patton kicks the sealer. He's got 6. Patton has 6. He's got 3 in this third term. Turn the game on its head. We were at a 58-point margin. Kane Browning, this was not on the bingo card today.
Well, now what's happened?
And I think there's going to be another kick.
No. I think they've already taken the other kick. I think there was a double.
Yeah, double kick. So that's 2 goals. So Jax, Jaxie, that is 2 bangers. We have no idea how that come from.
We're going to have to work it out as the ball gets pulled back to the middle. I don't know what happened there.
Lucas Snowball kicked that one
Patton
anyway.
kicked the first one. So obviously players came together with the frustration from Palm Beach. Another free kick was paid behind the goal square, and Snowball, who's ended up with goal number 3 as well. So they've gone bang bang. The margin's blown out even further. Would you believe it? 64 points, 10.5 goals in favour of the visitors. It's no rewrite here. The script is definitely gone off script for the minor premier this afternoon.
It's 7-3 the D's in this quarter to 1-2. It is the premiership quarter for a reason, Kane Brown.
Well, you're definitely right there, Andy. They've dominated this third quarter. Ellis Yeoman, speaking of dominating, he pushes off Cornish, finds Mullane. Mullane to Greenwood. Good pressure there from the Lions. Back with Mullane, back with Woodburn. Ends up with Ellis Yeoman who started the whole thing. Looking for Oscar Wood. O'Brien was good. Kickoff Smart. Lucci kick looking for Simpson. Island tracks him and shuts him down. Another stoppage.
Palm Beach, they've been rattled in this game. They've had a massive season on and off the field.
Oh, it's been
You would hate to be what they've experienced this year.
It's been an absolute battle for them. Probably the last 6 to 8 weeks. It's been massive. Unfortunately, the passing of Jackson Graham, such a young man at 22. They've been wearing the number 21 on the front of every jumper since that happened. And
for them to get to this position is nothing short of courageous in itself.
as the siren goes to 3/4 time, it's all the Demons in that quarter. 17-12, 114, 64-point leaders against the minor premier Palm Beach Currumbin, 7-8-50. It's 3/4 time. Everyone takes a breath. It sets up a pretty interesting final quarter. What do the D's do? Do they bring some players off the ground to get ready for next week? Can Palm Beach get some respect back into the contest? We'll be back 4th quarter. Preliminary final QAFL action after the break.
you need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the personal injury lawyers. Kicking goals for Queenslanders since 1983. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queensland.
AFL 9s, it's footy for best mates looking to be teammates.
Cardio fiends after a bit of competition.
Legends of the game. Looking at making a comeback.
It's footy for when your week's pretty cooked, or for fitting it in between classes.
It's footy!
It's footy.
It's footy!
It's footy for me.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for first preliminary final TPIL QAFL action here. And it's not a typo, ladies and gentlemen. The minor premier, Palm Beach Currumbin, got the week off, came here today with so much on the line. Probably most people half expected them to stroll through to a grand final berth. Well, they've been absolutely dominated this afternoon. Palm Beach 7,850 to the Surfers Paradise Demons 17-12, 114, 64 points the margin. And just quickly, Andy, that third quarter was all the deeds.
It certainly was, and thanks to TPIL Lawyers, We've got some conjecture up here in the commentary box, Kane Browning, because we had to determine the player of the day. And,
Do we what?
Do we ever? We've got, who's your pick so far, TPIL Award player of the day?
No, look, as good as a couple of players for Service Paradise have been, my tip is Ellis Yeoman at the moment. He's been brilliant around midfield battle this afternoon. Greenwood was likely as well. Pans kicked 6 up in that forward line. If Pan can kick the first couple of goals in this quarter, it might switch my vote, but right now, it's Ellis Yeoman.
You know what? We might have to get Jaxie on camera to determine today. Or we might even get Kieran. This is what we love. Thanks to TPIL, boys. I love the rivalry. We love our footy here. Preliminary final action. Thanks to Brandon's Windows and Doors, and thanks to your company. It is the Surfers who are kicking to the commentary end of the ground, and that's where the ball will come. Zach Smith might have something to say about that as he pumps the ball up towards his captain and high half forward. 100 gamer for the D's inside the forward 50 around the sea of bin chickens. Comes out now to Woodburn. Here's Alice Yeoman, Kano's man, kick smothers. That's the sign of it. That's it. He's done. Kano, stick a fork in him. Ball up towards the middle of the ground. No, we're just having fun, and a free kick will go to the D's.
And mind you, in the mix as well, probably on a lesser front, but this man here, Ireland, has been absolutely brilliant this afternoon. Back into the pocket, looking for Kennedy, juggling. Play on, King, left foot snap, just off lines. But they've been winners all across the ground, haven't they, Yendi? As this final quarter is going to continue, Hollier kicks out from full back, looking for Stringer. Takes the mark in that far side wing. Looking up the ground, no low movement from the forwards for Palm Beach. The 1-2 works okay. Keep an eye out for Tommy Tyne, as that pretty much is the tail of the day, isn't it? Gets pulled up for running too far. Didn't have a lot of options for the footy. Gives it straight back to the Demons. Demons now, Duran. 100-game milestone.
Patton circling about 40 metres out.
Woodburn screaming for it at half forward. O'Brien tracking him. They decide to go backwards before they go forwards. Look at the leg speed shown there by the D's. Kick up towards half forward. O'Brien setting the hole brilliantly.
This is from go to woe. Look around the grounds. Thanks to TPIL lawyers. It's 3/4 time, and the Sharks lead the Panthers by 17 points after Garrett McDonough kicked the late goal for the Panthers to trim the margin back to 4 goals. Ball here at half-back, Sam Graham. Goal to go now. The official, Patton on the mark. And it'll go straight down the throat. Could very well be, it is Albie Jones, and Jones has got Kennedy screaming for it. Just takes a little bit off the kick. Good spoil there from White. They're at ground level now. It's Smith that's down for the D's. What actually happened there, Kane?
No, Zach, and there was nothing really untoward, but Zach Smith got literally the knees in the kidneys in that marking contest. He's pulled up extremely sore from that contest, and hopefully, fingers crossed, he's okay, but he's barely moved since that impact.
So just a contest that you expect in footy, and let's just hope that there's no rib damage. I think that's going to be you've done ribs before,
don't worry, mate. It's not pleasant at all. You're almost better off breaking a rib rather than...
Yeah, we can see it here. Our main man, Kieran Kano. Look at that. Captured it beautifully for AFL Queensland. Just that left knee.
Now, that was White with the knees in the back.
Going up for the contest.
And nothing untoward, but Zach Smith right in the prime spot to get a little bit of damage done to him.
Man Kieran giving us all the exclusive insight. That's why he's the best photographer alongside the great man Dion in AFL Queensland history. In the field, Rucks will go up again, and working tirelessly there was Cornish. Shoveled out there from King. Seeding ground at the Beakoff, smart handball. Deft little tap over the top from O'Brien towards Simpson. He's still inside the field of play momentarily, and him and Doran will go toe to toe, and Simpson did not like that. Did not like it at all.
Well, between Leroy Caswell losing the plot in that third quarter, Simpson is trying so hard for the Lions this afternoon. That midfield battle, the frustration starting to boil over. And unfortunately, they haven't had the answers when they need them this afternoon. They've been outsmarted, outplayed and outworked by the Demons. And the Demons well and truly on their way to a grand final berth as Cornish lays a solid tackle. Holding the ball, says the umpire, so Cornish is going to get the free kick. The number 117 launches that ball with the right foot to half forward. Who's there for the Lions? No one really. Demons, their backline has worked so hard this afternoon. They don't want to give another goal away. Playing a bit of soccer here, the Demons. Who's there on that outer side? The D's winning the contest here. Now they've got a bit of room to move. Here they go, looking for Patton again. Graham with a one-on-one. Great effort by him. And he's going to come off half-back.
He switches it up to the corridor now, finds Beakoff smart. Meters in the clear from his opponent. Switches it out now, has the option of Simpson or Cornish. Takes Simpson on his opposite foot. Probably should have gone on his favourite right. Well trapped back out now to Cornish. The extra piece of the jigsaw puzzle. He pulls the trigger, right foot mung inside the forward 50. Except we'll see a throw in. Thanks to TPIL boys. And you just see that photo there from our main man Kieran here, Kato, with with textbook, wasn't it? But is that a big talking point now? Could that be a concern?
No, look, nothing worse than getting the knees in the kidney area will come up pretty sore. Hopefully Zach Smith's okay.
He's gone down to the room. So.
But yeah, as bad as it sounds, there might be quite a bit of bruising on those kidneys come the end of the game, unfortunately.
It'll be a big talking point heading into the grand final week on the basis that they're 65 points to the good, as might rely on a bit more as Kennedy across half-back, lovely sidestep. Got no one inside the forward 50 and Seacat goes back.
The player's gone down from surface too. I think he just slipped over. He was grabbing at a calf, so hopefully that's okay. Mitchell White tips the ball to centre half forward. Players come together. Who's there for the Lions? Again, the D's went out. Player got held off the footy. Play on. Now the ball's going to hit back straight towards the likes of King. King was the one who pulled it up sore. Don't do any more damage, King. He's definitely holding. Looks like he's hurt a calf there as the ball ends up with the Lions.
Yeah, it does look. Seeing his running action, Kano, we've called it brilliantly.
Now it looks like it's big Levi down there. He hasn't kicked a goal this afternoon, Levi. Levi Casbolt. You might hate me calling him Levi this season. Casbolt leans back. And he's kicked it. So, bit of relief from the fire pit for the Lions. Casbolt kicks his first. And that's Palm Beach's 8th goal of the afternoon, 8:56. Still trailing Surfers Paradise 17-13, 115.
That's extraordinary when you read that out loud, Kano.
I'm almost stuttering reading that out loud. 7 3/4 minutes played in the final quarter.
Kick around the ground, thanks to TPIL lawyers. Battle of Victoria point your first blood in the final term in the opening couple of minutes. They extend the lead back out now to 23 points. But, first goal came off the boot of Clay Cameron. He has got 3 for the Sharks. And that 100 seconds gone into the final term, 87-64. Meanwhile here we're going through the motions on what has been a wonderful performance from the D's as they arch the back again with a right foot kick inside the forward 50. Wood brings the ball to ground, taken here by Hall. Had to bypass a would-be tackler. Beakoff smart, just got boot to ball. It'll go straight back inside the forward 50. Moore finds a teammate, a right foot kick comes off the side of the boot. Out of bounds on the full. Free kick to the Lions.
And even that one there, Oscar Wood still ran 20 metres to lay the tackle and put the pressure on. They're miles in front here, the Demons, and they're still doing the 1%ers so well as AJ Dawson ends up with it. Dawson really kicks the space. 4 players surrounding the one line. Pretty good work by the Lions on that occasion. Kicks it out wide. This is Graham. Graham kicks back in forward, found a target. And Cornish kicks the ball in short, and Beeman ends up with it, probably right on 50.
Just quick around the grounds too. Forget the issues there from Zach Smith. He is on the ground.
Well, there you
He's
go.
No worries at all. No worries about ribs or taking out organs. And the courageous. Now he's jogging straight back on the defensive goal line.
Well, again, it's just that initial impact. You've got to be mindful of, okay, have I done damage as Beeman launches. And Zach Smith backs the contest, punches the ball over the line. Actually, ball stayed in play by the looks of it. Simpson ends up with it now. Gets back on the right foot. Little chip kick's okay. He finds Chilmy, who's been very lively in that first, the start of the game. Unfortunately, he's gone pretty quiet in the back end of the contest. He'll be lining up.
Might just be on his distance too, Chilmy.
He's kicked one. Comes around on the right. That's not going to get there. And Zach Smith took an airy. And Broadbent had to slam the ball to the line for a minor score.
Staggering 58 points to margin. If you're just joining us, it's been a wonderful performance from the D's from the opening bounce. Very much so when Alice Yeoman, who was spoiled on that occasion, he was awarded with a free kick for a hold Kane Browning, and then he was able to set up a goal, which basically put the team onto a winning formula.
Well, no love lost between Graham and Snowball here at half-back. They're having a nice little friendly push and shove.
Second quarter proved very fruitful for Snowball. So Brian backs the ball forward. It was touched. Looking for perhaps just a couple of late ones to close the book on their season. I guess for the Lions, Kane, that had high expectations last year, hoping to back it up this year.
Well, look, they've come from a long way. They just snuck in the finals last year, injury depleted, and this year's been a dominant performance from start to finish. Unfortunately, when in the main game that has counted, they've come up short this afternoon. That little kick, they've ended up with one of those goals you were talking about, Mendy.
Well, I mean, we've completely written them off. And of course, when they kick a goal, they give you donuts from 200 plus metres away.
Well, keep an eye on work out who kicked that goal. I'm not quite sure. It might have been West King on that occasion. Keep an eye on that. But when you think on the other side of the coin, even Victoria Point get over the reigning premier and Morningside.
Harry
Benson, thank you. They could be playing their third straight grand final for the Victoria Point. Would you believe?
Well, and they've almost a bit like the Essendon team of 99 and 01. They'd want to make sure that they could at least get a premiership cup in the cabinet. Player off the deck as essentially be a 3-on-1 at the top of the square, and we did not catch that one.
Now,
that's Joey Kennedy.
It's very hard to work out. It was definitely off the ball. I don't think it was 2-1 to mind you. You'd have to have a look at the replay to be sure. But Kennedy,
I'm looking at Peacock Smart actually. He's giving there's a few words exchanged between he and the crowd as Seacat goes the barrel up towards centre half forward. Or centre half back, I should say, further deep, but it'll slip out the back. There's no one behind this contest for either side. Goran, handball's back out now. I think it might be Luxton to Moore, just strong around the hips, the power. Inside the forward 50. Good spoil there from the lines. Dawson wrapped up immediately. Well, sorry, avoided the being wrapped up. Pumps the ball long. Over the head there of Anderson. Cornish slung as he got the handball away. Just under a fair bit of pressure, the Lions with a dribbling kick up towards Levi. Can't trap it there against Broadbent, who paddles the ball towards the boundary line. He's taking the ground. They're all taking the ground. Umpire says we'll have a stoppage in front of an adoring crowd filled with Palm Beach Currumbin Lions fans.
well, you look at that back line, those 6 players in the Circus Paradise back line. I mean, the likes of Ireland, Nice. Who else was down there? Lee Camchi, Broadbent, Anderson, Luxton, Albie Jones, Zy Malane, and Joey Kennedy at times as well. They've been a dominant brick wall this afternoon against the minor premier, who more times than not have kicked triple figure scores and blown out margins over 100 points against most sides. So they've been dominant display by that backline this afternoon.
Oh, the Lions. O'Brien just bombs the ball long, looking for Rubok. Rubok gets front position, can't take the mark. Ball pushing out towards 45 metres out from goal, wrapped up immediately by Luxton. Clever work from Mullane like a slippery eel. Just slipped over the crucial stage, but got the handball away to a teammate under a fair bit of pressure. The D's, they're still going to keep fighting here as Patton taken out of bounds, and we'll see if Andrew throwing on the far side. Quick around the grounds thanks to TPIL lawyers, and Redland Victoria Point with back-to-back goals push out to a game-high lead, 29 points with Nat Cumberland slotting through another. He's got 6.
Another dominant display by Matty Almiron, arguably. Now, there's so much off-the-ball push and shove in this final quarter. You hope for Service Paradise players you don't get sucked into doing anything stupid. You've got a grand final next week, or even worse, end up with an injury that rules you out. Palm Beach, on the other hand, letting the frustrations just boil over a little bit too much in this last quarter. They're going to go into attack now through Stringer. Now, speaking of push and shove, in the goal square.
It's going to come back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
It's told to go around on his line.
Well, quickly went off the line as Hollier launches. It's there. No, it actually bounced back into play, would you believe?
Oh, my goodness. It really hasn't been their day, has it?
Talk about goal line, pull a rabbit out of the hat next time, Mr. Magician, because that ball did not want to go across the line at all. As Kennedy takes the mark, right in front of the coaches' boxes. The crowd is still stuck around. The jumping castles have been pulled down. The barbecue is slowing down on the left here. Players come together. Ball comes to the front. Trying to get the ball on Boo was Duran to Ellis Yeoman. Unfortunately, it beats everyone. Lawrence King watches the ball roll out play. He's come back on. He's got that right calf pretty heavily strapped up. So hopefully that's more of a corky rather than a soft tissue injury.
Just looking for Patton. Nowhere to be seen. There's a bit going off the ball involving Lucas Scobell and Graham. There's a bit of WrestleMania coming on board lately as Zy Mullane, handball to a teammate. Anderson finds a teammate bursting through, shrugs them off. Not good enough in that instance. Stringer with the free kick as it looks like Zach Smith is just going to park himself in the goal square for the rest of the day. Ball up towards centre half forward. And the big jukes of the man who has tried hard all day and almost a lone hand at times, Levi Casbolt.
Well, I was really curious after quarter time how the D started, how long they were going to proceed with this. Okay, we're going to play big Levi Casbolt on the right, play Harris up forward. It clearly hasn't worked, and Levi now is playing more forward and he's gained some opportunities.
Right foot kick, pulls the trigger. It's coming back late and it's coming back goal. And that's another one for the Lions. They've cut the margin back to 46 points. That's his second for the game, second for the quarter.
Well, we're almost watching the time tick by. Just to go to 18 minutes play, 10-10-70 to 17-14, 116. I mean, you look at that there, Yendi. 31 scoring shots to 20 in the end, and you must say probably they've had more shots in this last quarter, Palm Beach, than most of the quarters put together this afternoon. So that scoreboard looks a little bit better than it might have.
Well, they've kicked 3 too, so they've had 5 scoring shots. They've been averaging that, but then you have to take it back to the third term where the D's put through 7-3 from 10 scoring shots. So it just gives you an idea of comparison.
There's none of palmy today, that's for sure.
I'm looking at Patton. I don't know, Kano. I just can't shake it. Alice Yeoman, he's in the guts.
Well, I left my wallet in the car, so I don't have a coin on me. We might actually need a flip of the coin.
Jaxie's going to determine it for us for TPIL Always Player of the Day. Yep.
Oh,
She's given the thumbs up.
Oh,
yep.
look out. Well, it might be the best decision we see all season long here on the QAFL broadcast.
Always listen to the female brains of we're not here doing what we're doing unless Jaxie's pulling the strings. So
well, between female brains, the other three of us have got Bickleys, Buckleys, and Nunn. And that ball sails through for another goal. Looks like it was McKinney on that occasion. So he kicks his first in the afternoon.
We've kicked 4 goals unanswered here in this final term.
And we're still almost acting like, well, we're just watching time tick out and waiting for the final siren. It's been a pretty long day.
Well, it's back to 40 points, so it's not happening. Let's be honest. I mean, we love a good narrative.
Why is it the more you say it, the more unsure your voice sounds, Andy?
Well, if they kick 2 goals in a couple of minutes, you never know. But footy produces some interesting contests as Smith wins it out of the ruck. Tries to find a teammate. O'Brien, handball's back to Smith. He's climbed over by Tommy Simpson. That's holding the ball, and Tommy probably giving him a fair bit of
Tommy,
as well.
Pull your head in, mate. You're on the losing side as
So far.
Here we go.
Throwing some doubt in there as Casbolt will see it towards the boundary line. Taken there by the T's. In front of an adoring crowd, the D's. They'll roll through the corridor again. Leah Campchi with a look-away handball. Good tackle there by the Lions. And that's free kick too high. It will go to the D's across half-back.
Well, again, Woodburn at the bottom of the pack. Surprise, surprise. He picks himself up. He'll be very happy with the effort this afternoon. There's a my man, Ellis Yeoman, on the wing. Just keep racking up the stats, Ellis Yeoman. That'll work perfectly for me. Launches the ball towards half forward. Oscarwood playing behind. Gets the hand on ball in front of Graham. As Big on smart. This is our another stat. Just watching the ball roll over the boundary line.
Look around the grounds thanks to TPIL Lawyers. Another goal there for Redland Victoria Point. They lead that one over Morningside 105 to 76. 29 points to good. And Matt Hamlin still on 6 goals.
Well, it looks like it could be a Silver's Paradise versus Redland Victoria Point grand final. Would you believe that at the start of the final series, ladies and gents?
Don't think we've ever seen that before.
As the ball gets thrown back into the middle of the ground, players come together. Well, you said at the start of the final series, Yendi, it was going to be Surfers and Redland Victoria Point. Jeez, I might have bet against you, mate, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, well, particularly there's a lot of narratives given that the two faced off in the first week of the finals, and 39 points up at half time, the D's, and they got rolled by the Sharkies.
Well, it just sets up a brilliant clash between those two. Third straight grand final for Redland Victoria Point, if they can get up. Somehow the umpire found a hole in the ball decision. They got smart again, coming off half back. Looking for Simpson, gets crunched off the footy by Greenwood. It's been a great contest between those two. Ellis Yeoman's pushed forward. Can the magician work his magic? No, can't keep it in on that occasion.
We've got Kieran here. He's like, come on, give us something. We've got donuts for you, mate. We're a bit Natalie and Bruglia at the moment here in the box.
Oh, jeez, that is the worst reference I've ever heard you use.
Come on, straight out of the top shelf. Boundary throw in on the high half forward for the D's. As Luxton wraps up his opponent.
Tommy Simpson comes off the ground, holding his face by a look of it. He might come off second best after that collision with Greenwood for the 25th time this afternoon. Play continues now. Woodburn. Looks like got it to Kennedy. Kennedy with the up and under. Who's going to mark this? Patton's around the mark as well. Players all on the ground behind the play as well. Durant trying to clear the ball. AJ Dawson, you're gone. And it's your man Patton with the tackle.
Yes, we're on here. Patton will chip it over the top to Shea. And where's hard pressure from Zach Harrison. Has King a little bit short. Patton's pushing deep. I do love the fact that we get the privilege and the pleasure to choose TPIL Lawyers Player of the Day. And we get them right every time, Kano. No one argues.
Well, that's a first.
When they try to, we've vacated the car park, but I love the fact that we get this privilege to be able to do just that as the ball comes off hands. And you can just see that the D's have only kicked a couple of points for the corner. They have expectedly put the cue in the rack, just waiting out time.
And look, just quickly going through some plays from Palm Beach. Kickoff Smart has easily been their best on ground this afternoon for them. Simpson has tried so hard as that ball gets pushed out of bounds on the full. Levi Casbold in the last quarter and a bit has been pretty reasonable. I think he was played in the wrong position to start the game. The first half really was dominated by Surfers, and they really needed a target up forward, which was lacking without Levi Casbold there. This play continues now. Oscar Wood, third man up, couldn't take the mark.
My man Cornish, so I actually had him, wrote him down as TPIL Lawyers Player of the Day should Palm Beach get up, and he hasn't played a bad game. Well, there we go. There's a reason why I'm just going to rub that one in there. Just forget it.
Finally cross one off the list. Please don't add any more. We're having enough trouble picking the best player as it is.
Well, I had Tyler and Cam Ellis-Yeoman for TPIL Lawyers Player of the Day at the opening bounce. So, but here's a chance for King.
Well, it's been one of the best this afternoon. He's lined up for goal number one. That right leg heavily strapped. He's pushed that to the left, to the right. Played it away late. So minor score 17-15, 117 to 11-10-76.
Well, Peacock Smart will be looking at his stats come the end of the day, and there'll be 20 plus next to his name. So it just takes a little bit off the Cornish. Cornish now kicks it further down the line. Has a strong target there in Seacack. Slips over the back to Kennedy. And we'll see a boundary throw in. Around the ground thanks to TPIL Lawyers, and with time on in the final term, and it is Redland Victoria point by 27, 106 to 79. And it does look like they're getting to get the job done, the Sharkies.
Well, if Morningside can kick the next one quick, it could be game on up there. The game's back on here though. Simpson and Woodburn come together. Been tagged in about 3 opponents all afternoon, Simpson.
It's been a tough day for him. No doubt, tough day for a lot of the midfielders for the Lions. O'Brien kicks the ball further down the line. The D's do have the aid of extra numbers. Leah Campchi, he's wrapped up. And we do have a stoppage. I don't know whether we yell out to Jaxie, who are we going to go? Are we going to go for Team Kane or are we going for Team Yendi? There's no one that will.
And look at the stunned silence. We're waiting for a decision. But as play continues now, we're going to get back to that. Hunter Hall.
But I'm only saying that because I know our main man Kieran's going to get down and take a photo soon. So I'm like, well, if we can slightly think about it.
And this is your other man, mate, Cornish, lining up for goal.
So we're going to win. He was rubber stamping this one. It's been a tough one.
Well, Cornish could be the last cheer of the crowd, and that is a shocking kick off the boot to the pocket, over the line, off hands. So it's going to be a boundary throw in left forward pocket.
All right, Jaxie, you're up. You going to go with Team Kano or are you going Team? Giving it to Patton. There we go.
Wow.
I knew I liked this girl.
Wow. The problem is, it might come back and kick me in the ass. I'm like, hang on, I didn't make the final decision.
Well, a player that kicked 6 goals probably deserves it. I do apologise to those watching on it at home. It really has turned into that kind of, I guess, final quarter, hasn't it, Kane, where you've got a team that's 64 points up at three-quarter time, and the Sharks, they've put the Q in the rack. They're grand final mode.
It's been a real stalemate in this last quarter. Palm Beach nabbed a couple, but you're right, yeah, the surfers are going, okay, we're going to put the Q in the rack.
It's been a tough 30 minutes, I think, probably for everyone, to be fair.
You also, too, Jenny, like, I've seen the odd support today with number 21 jumpers, and it just shows you what events like that impact the club. At some point, it was going to impact the Palm Beach Currumbin as they've nabbed another goal.
They've got a belated one there.
Not quite sure he kicked it, unfortunately. A bit blinded down that end. Well, quick look at that. Get back to you. But just what we were saying, I mean, the loss of Jackson Graham has impacted this club so hard.
Yeah.
And at some point, I must admit, I thought, geez, the events of the last couple of months might impact him in a big game. And unfortunately, the big game has been a prelim final. I don't think that's the obvious reason why they've underperformed today, but it's been a massive season for Palm Beach. It's been a massive season for the football club, and it's been a massive few weeks for the local community down this end of the coast, and the support has been massive from all around the country.
I know that stretches as far north as Gold Coast Suns as King marks the ball on the outer wing, 34 points of margin, quick around the ground. So after conceding one, the Sharks have got another one back. They're 27 points up. They look like that is the grand final matchup. As we've got Wood and Patton, one out, just a cheeky check side kick. Look away handball out towards Marcus White. He has his teammate Meters in the clear across half-back. That's O'Brien looking for Rubach, who's been starved of opportunities since half-time. Right foot kick inside the forward 50. Slips over the back. They'll get a late one here. Seacack will kick another one. That's 28 points of margin. 28 points of margin, Kano, and it's 27 points of margin over it.
As the siren goes, Yendi, game over. Game over. Can you believe it? One of the upsets of the year in a preliminary final. The minor premier has gone down swinging to the local rival up at Service Paradise. The Demons have come out on top, 17-15, 117 to Palm Beach, 12-11, 83. And Yendi, I mean, the siren's gone, the season's done for the Lions, but for the D's, it's to bigger and better things, hopefully, next week.
Yeah, well, they were led by Mitch Patton. He kicked 6 goals. Lucas Snowball finished up with 4. Axel Moore with a couple, singles to King, Wood, Fraser, Jewel and Joey Kennedy. While for Palm Beach today, and we've spoken about the praise that they've endured. Casbolt, Collier and Cornish have kicked a couple. Simpson, Benson, McKenny, Stringer, Chilney and Beeman have kicked goals. And Surfers Paradise, well, it has been 6 years since they went to the big dance, Kane Browning, and we know that was such a magical performance. Looks like they're going to be facing a red-hot Redlands Victoria Point, who this is going to be their last dance as a club.
Well, their third straight grand final. They're still looking at around the grounds. Hopefully,
nothing much has changed.
We'll get a result. The Sharks get up, third straight grand final. The Demons are the first ones through, though, here. They've won the first preliminary final. They've crushed the hearts and the souls of the Palm Beach Currumbin Lions. Too good on the day. Just quickly, look, I still want to debate this best on ground. I thought Ellis Yeoman was absolutely brilliant this afternoon. you know, I've lost the coin toss,
Yeah,
as they say. Pan for me, look, well-deserved best on ground this afternoon with his 6 goals. I thought Snowball was brilliant as well. When the game needed to be won in that second quarter, he was huge. Greenwood was good. Zach Smith was good. And I thought that back 6 reserves were absolutely solid as a rock on the other end of the coin. Look, disappointing finish. Minor premiers. Got the week off. Unfortunately, they've just run into a red-hot team in Silver Paradise. The Lions have come up short. The Demons have won. My name's Kane Browning. Thank you so much for your contribution this afternoon, Chris Yendi Yen. It's been an absolute pleasure. One of the best in the business, ladies and gents. Keep an eye out for him. We've had Jax on the camera this afternoon. She's been dominant. I'm going to have some words to her about that best on ground after the game. But that's all she wrote, ladies and gents, for the first preliminary final. Thank you for joining us. Keep up to date on the official AFLQ YouTube channel. You got the medal night tomorrow night, the Grogan medal, the Zilke medal should be absolutely brilliant. And it looks like next week it's going to be the Service Paradise Demons versus the Redland Victoria Point Sharks. My name's Kane Browning. Thanks for joining us once again and hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Goodbye.